Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Action-Packed Tales of Istoria, where heroes and villains are made. Thank you for tuning in to our weekly D&D show, where we play our game of Dungeons & Dragons, or a little homebrew world of Istoria. So, first and foremost, we're going to give two shout-outs, basically thank yous for letting us do things. One of them, Riot Games. They are the ones who allow us to use their music for free, which we really appreciate. If you're interested in how we're able to do that, check our About Us section on Twitch or YouTube, and within there's a link that has like all the legal jargon as to why we're able to do it. But if you're interested in the music that we're playing and you're listening to, bottom right corner is a playlist, kind of cycles through those songs. You can check them out on your own if you're feeling so inclined. Second one, and as per usual, none of these are sponsored. Arkenforge. They're the people that make the excellent tabletop display, kind of virtual tabletop experience software that we use for the TV within the table. Within that, they also have music that you can add to your own game, and sound effects, map making software, a lot of live tools that work out really well for us as we're like figuring out the terrain and battle and everything. It's really great stuff, though. Highly recommend it for anybody that has a similar setup with a table and a TV, or if you want to use it for more display purposes, that works too. But yeah, check it out, Arkenforge. Really good stuff. Okay, with all that aside, we are into the full table. Hey, we're all here. Hey. So, picking up from last week, who wants to get into the recap?
A lot of people shouted.
Yes. Loud noises.
Cat be cat.
Yeah, the cat was the bad guy. It's cool.
Episode of
Like it wasn't what
Bad
happened.
Girls Club.
This is not open to interpretation.
Not familiar.
I'm gonna sleep because of you.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
gonna sleep because of me.
Yep.
Just starting shit.
And of course, we are just wanting to sleep.
Yep.
Just wanting to sleep.
I want to go to sleep. Stop trying to murder each other. I think your post, Emily, made was the most accurate. The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this bitch. This bitch being the sword.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So is the sword influencing you outside of your character's normal like reaction? Because I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I watched about 45 minutes of it. And wouldn't you say that like your character, without any sort of outside influence, who's been traveling with Emily for how long and is basically like a second family, why would you automatically just be like, she's a hag, she's always been a hag, kill her?
Oh, I mean,
Why wouldn't you be like, I know how hags are made, she wasn't made in a hag, something's fucking with her.
Maybe.
That's
Yeah,
my
but-
friend.
So there was a push. Now, granted, the sword had told the deer it was a nudge, but there was a push that was made.
Okay. Makes more sense.
Yeah.
Than just Rainier being like, I don't like you, Rain.
Now, obviously, Rainier probably has some feelings about anything hag-like, especially when it's a full-on transformation being made in front of him. Now, not that he was able to see it himself, but that the visions were granted to him from something that could see what was happening. And thus the rage set in. In addition to it being a full moon, which was terribly convenient in terms of being able to tap into someone's particularly stronger feelings.
What a crazy random happenstance that was.
It really was, yeah.
What a fun little juke, little left turn.
Yeah.
We don't know what day it is, Tony.
Yeah,
We don't know.
Yeah.
So Rainier was nudged into trying to kill Rin because she transformed into a hexblood.
Hag. Don't.
Yeah, a half hag. A half hag.
It's a hexblood.
Hag
That is the words it's written.
a diet hag.
Diet hag. Light. Hag light.
Manually, that is
Hag
not
zero.
something that is known.
Hags here.
Half the calories, but all the flavor.
Indeed.
Hag select.
Yes. Lite. Hag
Right.
light.
Yeah.
Because we don't do light magic.
No, we don't. No. Someone else's shtick.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay in your lane.
So then he held back from a killing blow. Rin jumped away and then attacked. And then was separated by the group. The sword was taken away. The book was taken away. Something has been acknowledged that is weird about the book. And for some of you, not everybody. And Rin and Vidir had a conversation. Vidir de-escalated tensions. We went to bed. Woke up the next day, had a very quiet couple-day trek off this cursed island. To the characters, to the players.
Thank you. I appreciate the distinguishing line there. But I mean, it is cursed, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely cursed. 100%. That's just accurate.
Yeah, fair, yeah.
And then learned that Daruk has a fun new party trick. Transport via lightning.
I almost named it Ride the Lightning, but I was like, it's a bit too on the nose.
That means you sneeze in at the wrong time.
I was 5 more feet.
Like 100 feet away.
Right, so yeah, I don't know if you got to that point. You said 45, I wasn't sure if it was a solid 45 or blocks, but Wrath allows Daruk the ability to call lightning, but to basically do more or less like Thunderstep with it. So he can take somebody with him when the lightning bolt strikes.
Nice. That's an improvement. Mobility. Being, well, second only to crowd control.
Indeed. So yeah, you guys made it back to the Finn. I think it was the Finn. I forgot the name of the boat. I named it.
The name is technically whatever you want.
It was the Finn. Ha ha. Nailed it.
It's singular captain.
Yes. It's singular captain of 3. Bug, Hoska, and Caspian were there waiting. And as you guys departed the Isle of Eternal Shadow, you eventually either... so it would have been gotten there at night, but would have woken up the next day off the eastern shores of Taetia to the first sunlight, true sunlight you have seen in about 3 weeks, a little over.
Hang on the ship, just. We're all laying on the deck in our underwear, just like, thank God.
Son!
After I was starting to change different.
At some point, you just hear Caspian. You cannot decide where he's looking.
Rin and Caspian are just like up at the top, like, yep. Carrot stick?
I can't eat, but
Oh, well.
thank you, though.
Yeah, slab of beef. That other slab. Slab of beef.
Look at that green slab of beef. Look at that furry slab of beef.
Muscling it out there.
And then there's Izzy just frolicking around the deck, causing chaos.
Yeah. What's in this barrel?
We just see her butt scurry into like a box.
What's that ever do?
I imagine Izzy
See the
turned the boat
legs kicking inside the box.
Yeah.
I would assume you would turn the boat into a planter's box by the time we get to where we're going.
Just the top, just the
It's just
top
all
deck.
plants, different installed various.
Ferns come
You're
up
like,
the
I'm
side.
learning about hydroponics.
I know you can create or destroy water. Can you create or destroy dirt?
Not so much, no.
No, you can move it.
Yeah.
Called the
shape
air
it.
plant.
Turn it into other
I don't know
stuff.
if you could create it, though.
No,
Yeah,
you can
through
create
some means.
flora,
Right, yeah.
but not actual dirt,
Dirt,
rock.
yeah. Huh.
You don't just have dirt in your pocket.
Pocket sand.
Yeah.
I feel like that is absolutely a thing Izzy would do in her gold pouch. It's
Oh, yeah.
actually dirt.
Yeah, pocket sand.
You know, I was gonna say, I'm gonna judge it.
If you don't want it,
Yeah.
give it back.
No. No, I imagine like if I mean for like druid stuff, I wouldn't think that it'd be too crazy to have a jar of dirt that you could then create more dirt from, like a source that you could grow.
Yeah.
But We'll workshop that
This is
later
the
on.
dirt from my what do they call it? The not the druid circle, but the
Grove.
grove, the thing they protect.
Yeah.
Your sourdough starter in the dirt.
What's that?
It's like a sourdough starter.
I don't know the first word.
Sourdough starter.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. For whatever reason, I was hearing sourdough, and I was like,
What is that?
what is that? Yeah.
It's that
It's
sourdough.
sourdough
Yeah.
made by daddies.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, after the better part of a week sailing back, you arrive outside of. There we go. Outside of Metropolis at night.
Whoa.
The favorite time of day.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Well, before we arrived in Metropolis.
Yeah, so you are right now in the Crowlin Bay, outside
Oh,
of
okay.
Metropolis. Which, you know what? Yeah, I was gonna say, see you looking. Good call. I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't have it brought into Incarnate. I'm sorry, not Incarnate. One moment.
Colon C.
Yeah, I thought it was Crowlin Bay, but I could very well be wrong.
What?
One moment, please.
Walk
Getting the map
50 miles.
set up.
Every map.
Where is the thing? D&D, there we go. Maps. Talk amongst yourselves while I get something ready. Talk amongst yourselves while...
Brother.
Amongst ourselves.
Among us.
Among us.
Alright, where are we at? Okay, there's...
Humongous.
Let's get the player box visible for me, and then I'll get this adjusted to the proper dimensions.
Okay, just checking. Just checking.
What's up?
I'll just make sure that's how you wanted the map on the thing.
Oh, yeah. How's that look?
50.
Pretty good?
I love the moon, but can the moon not be there?
Oh, yeah. Here, I'll turn the light down. Okay.
That'd be good.
Hella
Thank you.
I was gonna say I could turn it.
I'll turn the light down. I had the stream open because I wasn't sure about the volume of the music. Actually, if somebody can also tell me the volume of the music, if it's balanced or not, that would be also appreciated. Because I don't know. Is oh, it looks good. Yeah, Spotify audio is still pretty well. All right, we should be good. But if somebody can confirm, that would also be appreciated. Leave it at -9 decibels. All right, so let's turn the moon down a little bit.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Okay. I am very blue by comparison to everybody else.
Blue.
Da-ba-dee-da-ba-da. All right,
Pluto.
you saw me sitting alone. All right, so I joked. You are in the Crowlin Bay,
Yeah.
outside of Metropolis. Not quite to, and so you're east of where the map currently is, where it currently resides. Before you make it to where some of the port authorities are really there. Oh, I should add actually. Sailing in into the Crowlin Sea, as you pointed out earlier, there was a checkpoint that you guys did have to go through, which Bug handled. You guys were below deck at the time, just in case.
Okay.
But Bug was able to handle the passing by and everything, and as she eventually came below deck to let you guys know, okay, we're through. You guys can come back aboard. I did give them a bit of extra money just in case, but we need to talk about, and this is we'll fast forward to that point, but we need to talk about you guys coming back to Metropolis, because as I understood it, you guys kind of left in a hurry.
We did. We need to make a call.
Okay. Well, as I see it, there's probably two ways of doing this. You can make your call still. I don't want to rob you of that or anything, but I can drop you off before you make it into port. You guys did your little water walking thing, so if you guys want to just leave, you can do that. Or we can sail in and keep everything above board, and I can deal with whatever's going to happen there. If your call is to somebody to work that out ahead of time, that works too.
That's the plan. So we'll at least see how that goes first.
Okay.
We'd like to do it above board because there's really not an easy way to sneak into a temple and bury a head. So, you know.
Okay. She just accepts anything you said. So.
Yep. Doesn't even bother. I just, yeah, that
At this
sounds,
point, like,
that tracks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, that's
She too is an adventurer. She knows what's
Yeah.
up.
She's like, yeah, no questions. All right. So the next day then, as you guys are sailing in, so we rewound the clock a little bit, so you got another day before you make it into the actual Corlin Bay area.
Who do you want to send?
No, the captain said.
No, who do you want? We both can do it.
Yeah, I can also do some
We could do it at the same time.
in stereo. I can do it the righteous way.
It's just like she hears Vadir's voice and my voice and your voice, and it's just like hello, hello, hello.
In harmony.
We are.
Hello, hello.
We work on our timing and we get it to come out. It's the same.
It's many voices. She doesn't know who we are.
Okay, whoever wants to do it.
I've got pretty good persuasion if it comes to it.
Yeah, that's fair. It's true. That is very true.
It's your persuasion.
Less.
Good.
That's a lot.
I was gonna say less than.
Better than 0.
Or
Yeah.
hear me out. My performance is even better. This is cool. Cause she doesn't fucking talk to him. We do know that.
Just kind of straight to the point.
Yeah. This is cool. I'm sending my dude.
My dude.
Marry my other dude.
My dude Vadir shall approach.
You shall let him pass.
You shall honor the dude.
You shall abide.
You shall abide my
Must abide.
dude. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
I've heard your case. Who wants to? So yeah, I guess who wants to send? So who are you contacting though? I know who you're insinuating here, but I do need the name.
The she herself, right?
Okay. Because you had a couple other contacts as well within the city, but that's why I wanted to be.
I mean, we could do a gut check with the other hot one who was more approachable and just be like, "How's her mood today?"
We could also be like, hey, we just want to do this thing which is actually in service of Kale. We don't want to rile up.
That's exactly what we're gonna do. It's
Except just to
we
her.
are coming here to her.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe if we don't go directly to the top of the pyramid,
That would be
talk to the
worse.
person.
Get an
Because
instant
if she
no.
finds out, which she probably will,
Well,
because she will be in the cathedral most.
I was about to say if, and then I
Yeah,
realized,
he's
like,
actually talking to Bumper about it. And she just goes, "What?" And Bumper about it's like, "So cute."
Yeah, if it wasn't for the core part of this being at the cathedral, then
Yeah.
I would probably be up for some sneaky shit, or shady shit.
right, like if it was a graveyard on the edge of town, no
got
problem.
you.
Yeah.
We're going in, we're going out.
Fair enough.
Dark
Visibility of that show. Let's go.
Dark 30. What?
I still clank pretty hard. So,
Not you.
Clank, clank, clank,
well,
clank.
yeah.
Clank,
I guess I
clank,
could
goes
stay
the root.
outside.
Yeah. Listen, I can drop the cat in all secret like.
Too far, of course.
How did
Repel.
the thing resolve between y'all? Did y'all just like,
We haven't talked yet. I was going to approach Rainier, but we fast forwarded, and that's okay.
You know, if you guys want to, like, this is like we got a little bit of fluid time. I mean, you guys are on the boat for a few days at the bare minimum. So
Boats and hoes.
It won't go well for a while.
I'm on a boat.
if you guys wanted to deal with that before getting into the next bit, that's absolutely your call, and I'm totally fine with that.
Rin probably would have tried just because it's close quarters, and what else is she gonna do?
Yeah.
But now you can't blink away.
I can blink away all I want. I have Dimension Door now.
I thought you were about to say you had dementia.
I got Dimension.
She blinks away the
She blinks away. Just, yeah.
I took blink. Yeah. So are we doing the call first, or are we doing pre-call first?
Let's do the conversation that you guys want to have, if you guys want to have
Okay.
it.
I told her.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, Emily knows that, but Rin would try.
Yeah. Which, sorry, I didn't mean to jump that point. So
No,
balance.
that was good. Rin would probably tell Daruk and Vadir, who are very calming presences, that she was going to try to talk to Rainier, just to give them a heads up in case they hear screaming. But, yeah, she would find Rainier, the other ear. And would kind of just like sidle up, not jovially, just like, hey.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
I was fully expecting.
More. Yeah. Okay.
You can leave the book and go.
So done a lot of thinking in the 2 days we've been sailing.
And there was also like, sorry, I don't care. There was like 4 days
Yeah.
from the
Yeah,
island to the shore.
in the past week of radio silence between us. And I feel like while I don't know a lot about you, I feel like I know your character pretty well. And while I know that you weren't completely in control when you attacked me, that I can definitely forgive. I think that the resulting argument out of that and the way that you've been feeling now might be coming from a place of trying to protect me and our friends. And that while your approach is a bit direct, I think that your head and your heart are in the right place.
You're projecting a lot of feelings onto me here.
Well, you aren't talking to me, and I feel like you've been through some stuff, and I have to hope that we...
Clearly being controlled by a book, so when I can read that and see what it actually does, then we'll talk. Until then, there's no point having a conversation.
You can read it anytime you want.
Okay, give it to me.
Here.
You actually hand over the book.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just gonna go study it for a while.
Okay. Can you define when you say you're just going to go study it for a while? You give me a bit more detail on it.
Get into a fire.
I wouldn't. When you say like, I wouldn't let you watch. Like, that's not the end of the conversation. Also,
I mean,
but like, I would just like be careful when you read it. It has a very convincing whole to it.
admittedly, from a player perspective, I'm a little surprised that she's willing to let it go now.
She's not letting it go.
I'm not letting it go. You're giving it back.
Well, no, but you wouldn't even let it out of your possession earlier. That's why I was confused.
Well, I was
no,
also.
Yeah, so the exact wording is that you wouldn't have it farther than arm's length from you.
Yeah.
So you still feel that way.
Yeah. But
So
you're
and that's the
within
thing.
grabbing distance.
If you start walking, that's what I was asking, like for more detail. If you started walking away from her, you would follow.
Yeah.
But you also weren't done with your conversation yet either. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I can tell you what I know about it. It is.
I think before your opinions on it, I want to form mine and see how they relate. Well, on the book.
Sorry, that one.
Hit it.
Bless me.
Well, I'm going to be completely
They get that
honest.
checked out.
You can't eat with it. I have to be by it. You can't. Stop.
I mean-
Stop it.
Like,
I'm aware that's not normal, right? Or do I have to like roll for that?
You can make an Arcana check.
I'm gonna do that at advantage. I'm just assuming.
You would.
I feel like
We're
most,
no longer exhausted.
logically and by the curse, she would not let you outside of arm's reach.
Right? That's a 23.
Yeah. It's not a high check for you given, your familiarity, but you're like, it's not normal behavior and you know why.
Because yeah, she's
It's a cursed, it's a hag's book. There are likely curses in there that have, I wouldn't say deep rooted necessarily, but that have afflicted Rin.
Can he read it if he's not attuned to it? I thought I couldn't understand it until I attuned to it.
Let me double check. I don't remember if I included that within the wording. I may have.
I don't know if it was in the wording, but I remember I studied it and you were like, I don't know, it's really dense. You're gonna need to spend some time with it, and then I attuned to it.
it's the Twistum Librum.
Yes.
I don't think I have that listed in there.
I don't think you do.
Right, no.
In the
But
verbiage.
I think that was more for flavor than anything.
Okay.
But I would say that Rainier would be able
Sorry.
would be able to read it.
What does it look like? Is it just a book of spells?
Well, so the description is that it is a tome made of skin and fittings and clasps of bone
Right.
with that orange crystalline eye. So within there,
Yeah.
it is more than just a spell book. There are rituals in there. Like obviously these list spells, but these spells would be more like rituals. Summoning a greater demon would be a ritual.
Yeah.
And there are also spells too, but there are also like details of the astral sea that are basically notes from its previous wielder,
Yeah. Okay.
which of course you were particularly interested in. And I would say there's also probably notes regarding some of the creatures that she had. So I don't know necessarily what you would do with that RP wise. I mean, granted, you'd have. Maybe I could give you a list of that stuff, because that'd be kind of fun.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll do that at some point.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, you can totally look through it and read it if you want, but, like, you can't have it. We're gonna have to have a conversation about that. And, I need to, like, touch it.
Just every once in a while,
Yeah.
pop up.
This one right here is a great passage.
Yeah. You see this passage right here?
I'm just like, are you hitting on me? Why are you getting this close? I just keep scooting to the next chair. But I mean, I just slowly is like, I kind of start doing a little bit of what Badir did. And just like, oh, he really did curse you. Huh.
Who wants to talk?
I didn't fall in love with the book.
I'm not in love with it. I just
You're
need
in
it
an infatuation with it. Yes.
temporarily.
Oh.
Just read it, form your opinion so I can tell you my opinion.
Yeah,
It's actually been out of my possession too long.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna need that
I'll
back,
give it
and then
back
I
to
will give
you,
it back
yeah.
to you. I just need.
You just It opens up the spine.
I mean, everybody knows that book smell. You're like, oh,
I mean,
Oh yeah,
that
the
smell though.
rotting flesh smell of the cover.
Corpse, yeah.
hey,
Preserved flesh.
yeah. To each their own, you know. I'm not gonna yuck anybody's.
We're
mouth.
on a boat.
And
Little
human
boat,
leather.
and I'm the fastest one here.
Yeah. I don't know what you're insinuating here.
Throw it overboard.
Can you run on water? By your lonesome with no spells?
Can you fly?
Alright, then you're on a boat.
Would you like to?
Firmly.
Grasp it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know how. I don't do that stuff. Yeah, I mean,
So what did you want to do with the book?
Yeah.
As it is in your
Because
possession.
Rin actually has an offer, but you want to read it first. So read it.
Trade off.
Yeah.
so I mean, I would just trying to get more so trying to kind of deduct what the intention is of the book, maybe like if it's got a. Not that it has a motive, but maybe.
Right, is it a diary? Is it fiction? Is it fact?
Is it
Well,
Tom Riddle's diary?
Right.
Yeah.
Is it-
Yeah, I
So-
don't get the impression it's sentient,
What is
but
the
is it
function of
like
the book?
more so? What does the writer want to happen to whoever's reading it?
Okay. Yeah, I follow. Arcana check, which you can make an advantage. Now this is you're basically not exactly, but you're basically casting Identify. So you're trying to study the book to discern its intentions. So it'll take you an hour of like really digging into it to try to discern this information.
It's like 2.
22.
Rin's like, don't turn the pages.
Start gently turn.
Firmly grasp it.
22. That's you know what? It's doable.
You know what? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Add a D8.
Beans.
D8.
Beans.
Okay.
Right. 29.
29. Okay. So,
Did that? Was that like right on the cutoff?
it was close.
+4.
That's why I rolled. Because I was like,
No, I meant with the 22 is what I said. Yeah.
well, right, yeah. 29, absolutely not. That is way high. So, as you're studying the book and trying to discern any sort of intent or purpose that the writer would have had for the reader, with your familiarity with the hags you encountered, specifically the Rochelle herself, absolutely, but then also the one outside of Milvain. Both of them had the intention of creating more hag-like entities, not necessarily full ones, but with the curse that's been applied to this book that you have been, you've at least found out about through direct means, it, you know what? And I'll actually say this: that given the boost that you were given, also from intent from Rin on this too. With the way that interacting with the book has this condition that you could potentially use it to even turn yourself into a hexblood, the quasi-hag. It's intended that if it was to, you could discern that it very well may be the intention of the person who wrote it to create more hags by the use of a very powerful hag-based book. That the temptation of using this powerful tool would create more hags.
So by using the book, you
run that risk.
Yeah, their intent is to turn you into a hag.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a risk. It's not a guarantee.
Right. Because, like anything, hags always want there to be a condition. They always want the consent of the person to then say, okay, well, you made the deal. You knew the terms. As if they are always big on.
I mean, so they're never a clear upfront deal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So using
So
the
it
book,
doesn't say on the front page that if you use this and fuck up, you become a hag.
exactly.
There's,
It's not like the monster book of monsters. Do not continue reading.
It's the very fine print.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it's also like every other word goes into the warning.
It's a cipher within
Yeah.
the book.
Yeah. Honestly.
So she told them. Are they actually there? I don't even know where we are on this boat.
She told who?
Them that she was having the conversation. Did they come into the room or no?
Izzy's been hiding in a fish burrow.
Oh my god, you stink so bad.
I gotta get that
Briny,
seed of germination from Izzy.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah,
Which
we
you
need
guys
to
can
RP that too.
Yeah, we can cover that conversation a bit later too. So it's up to you two. I'll leave that up to your characters entirely.
Borderline hoping you
Bro,
did,
yeah,
because I was just gonna
Take it
start
from my inventory.
wandering off beside you and just having her chase me. I'm just pure spite.
I didn't hear what you said, but that's okay.
If,
Oh, it was.
if we didn't, I probably would have started talking to Madeir.
I would have been like, I'll say that I would have like started to follow and then stopped and been like, no, it's on you guys now.
She did say if we heard screaming.
Fish burrow has a hole, man.
She didn't say who's screaming. Yeah.
Listening. Scared of these two. Shh.
Yeah, you two.
Izzy
were
is a
talking,
fish
right?
in the fish barrel.
Oh yeah. If I mean, we could wait till after they're done, but the root, as soon as she brought both of us into it and walked away, would have probably looked at the deer and been like, "I think we really need to get rid of both of them." The book and
The fish barrel too.
That is created that clip.
Are we giving Rin and Rainier a new pair of cement shoes?
It's our
Hey, Izzy, stone shape.
they're just dead weight. We got to get rid of them.
They ain't causing nothing but problems.
You just say it like because you're in such like a pensive, and you don't quite realize how you said
Yeah,
it.
right. Yeah, the tone. Yeah, the context. Yeah.
That's the deer's reaction.
Look at the snort.
They've got a gun.
never know. You never know. Could be one or the other. It's like trade offer. You die.
Look, you both come from the desert. You know, tough decisions have to be made.
Dead weight.
You come from the desert, you know.
You know how it is, how we do in the desert. Man, the streets ain't made for everyone. That's why they have sidewalks. Come on. Like, get on your lane.
No, sorry.
But yeah, I really think we get rid of the book and the sword. I'm not sure if I feel better or worse that Rainier didn't seem like he needed the sword.
At least the way it's attached. It's not so much that like he has a tether to it, it's that it can talk. And he's an idiot.
Insults that have been leveled in these last two conversations.
Are you?
Yeah.
What's your intelligence?
Yeah, he's not an idiot.
I know.
He's not. His intelligence is pretty good.
Groot's like, he's smarter than I am.
His wisdom, though.
I got
It's not much worse.
Your wisdom's your
my
lowest
wisdom is
stat.
Yours is
I'm like the dumbest character out of all of us, I think. But I have the highest charisma, so
You believe him?
Actually, I think I'm the dumbest intelligence-wise out of all of us.
Are you sure?
11.
No, they're at 10.
10.
I got 11.
Oh, a fucking 10!
I have 11 intelligence.
Okay.
I don't think anybody has anything negative. So I mean, stat is negative, so everyone's gonna have a.
At least a
base.
0. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got lucky with our roll.
Yeah, we all rolled very well on character creation.
I don't think I ever had a negative.
I did
Rin
on
said that.
Vareth.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was fun.
You and Pork Bun. This is hilarious. We both come from the woods. We don't talk to people.
What are you doing in my woods?
Saw, dude.
Oh.
Anyway,
But
Right.
yeah, Rin said that sword killed Ashara.
Be careful with your words.
And
You're not there.
I
I'm just
know-
reminding him of trauma.
You did say that to me as well, didn't you? I didn't just pick that up when you were talking to him last time.
I don't remember what I said to the group, but I told
a
I
roast
told
beef
Vadir
sandwich
the
you want?
story, and then I got mad at him for spilling truth out of confidence.
Oh, that's right. So you did tell us. That's right. Okay. I just wanted to make sure Daruk actually knew that, but I know we're not immediately going back, but what happens when that sword is in the vicinity of Ashara again?
Well, assuming its current wielder doesn't want to kill Ashara, we're probably not going to do anything. Ashara, on the other hand,
Also separate problem.
might like cat.
Yeah,
Everybody like,
but
Anyway,
all I know is I watched two of our closest friends try to kill each other, and it seemed to be, even if only in part, because of these two weapons.
No, mine was all me.
I know we're trying to fight the greatest evil the world has ever known, probably, but I think we're better off with the whole team in one piece.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what it's going to take to convince them of that. Obviously, I'm not going to just
Probably like shackles,
take things off from them, but
magical shackles. I wonder if the Duke has any.
Wow.
And then you,
probably
oh,
in use
hey.
frequently.
We don't know what they're into.
We just need to borrow one. Just a little bit. Sure, good cause.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if we tell
There's probably some shackles in the
Shauna
dungeon.
that it's for Rin and Rainier, they'll be willing to handle them for a while.
Be an interesting conversation.
So then you hear,
All right.
Rainier, you're going too fast. Rainier, slow down. Rainier.
Was the place on the moon a different plane of existence?
partly. So it's an adjacent plane, but yes. So when there, as far as you know, there are mirror temples from the material plane and the Feywild. You had been on the Feywild on the moon. So you're not sure, but there's probably a material plane reflection of it.
Where are you two having
So-
this conversation?
On the moon.
No, you're not.
Wherever she
Wherever we aren't,
Man,
that are now.
You two having the conversation.
I feel like
so she told us they were going to have the conversation, and then I would have started talking to him when she walked away.
But are we all in the same facility, or did you go to his quarters,
Well-
or were there quarters to be gone to?
There's not, no. So the Finn is not a huge ship by any means. It's a decent sized sailing vessel. It would be. So there are captain's quarters, like the true captain quarters, which Bug does actually own. But there is.
She's the real captain. Is what I'm hearing.
There's obviously the deck, and then there's the below deck where like most of the quarters and storage are. It's mostly open down there, but there is also a sub floor that is locked off for smuggling purposes.
Yeah.
So
for ease of visualization, I would say that I left Daruk and Vadir on one side, and then I went like on bow, and then I went to stern
okay.
to talk to Rainier, who was back there for some reason, or up there. I don't
But,
know
like,
which
I'm
one's,
not-
whatever one's the front, the back.
I'm not being any kind of secretive about the conversation. Like,
And then Rainier said that he would be walking around to find Vadir while I am now trailing after him.
Gotcha.
So
So
that's where we are.
then you two. Yeah. So you're in a barrel, trying to eavesdrop.
Dropping in some eaves.
Yeah. Dorgirin, could I have you make a survival check?
That ain't no fish.
He tries to eat my foot. He's like, what's that weird thing?
No.
Yeah, that's not. No, wait, why am I rolling? 15.
Okay, so having at least some experience on the proper storage of food to ration things out over a long course of time, you know that when it comes to storing fish, you generally don't leave them about fish barrels.
No, you like salt them and stuff.
Right. But you also don't leave them just like outside of the fish barrels. So something likely has displaced fish out of a fish barrel.
Okay.
And when you then track down, the one kind of, and it's not exactly a trail, but you find the one fish barrel that fish have been displaced out of. And as you just, you find that fish barrel.
Okay. Is the lid off of it?
Is the lid off of the barrel that you're in?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You can see fish.
Okay, yeah.
Are you covered in like the fish?
Oh, yeah, I'm sunk down in. There's a hole in the side of the barrel that I'm like you see an easy eyeball. That's it.
We'll say you see.
I rolled a 14 on my stealth.
Okay, yeah.
Seeing as the fish have spilled out of the barrel, something's in there.
Yeah.
That's not supposed to be. I'm gonna reach in.
Okay.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna kick it over, and I was just gonna go sliding across the lake.
I thought the ball was about to smash the barrel.
Gallagher's
We're
up.
not about destruction of property, all right?
You reach in, you just
When it
I
can be
am.
avoided.
I am.
yeah. As you reach in your
That's
Minotaur
our
hand,
friend.
you feel Izzy's head just plunk.
Just grab by the scruff and lift her out.
I'm going back home.
I feel like we've altered all of these clothes.
Yeah, everything has a pull handle on,
chosen.
on the shirt, on the back of the pants.
Just
Yeah.
It's that that kid in Terminator 2 all picked him up and just kind of.
But yeah, when he pulled me
Dangles
out
there.
of, I said to him, like, what are you doing? I was listening. I might have a way to solve all of our problems.
Oh, God.
And real quick, out of character, looking at plane shift. Because I could either plane shift myself with said items to another plane, to the moon, and then leave them there and come back. Or it does say something about an unwilling creature. But I don't know if that sword is a creature. I know it's an entity, it has a conscious, it
Right.
has a voice of reason,
It does, but yeah, it is a magical item, so it does not abide. It does not have those kind of conditions on it.
Well, I'll stow it in the undercarriage. But anyway, yeah. If that is something that is capable, I will bring that up to Istoria.
So as you pick up Izzy out of the barrel,
You were
She says that.
eavesdropping on Rin and Rainier?
I was.
Were they out on the deck?
they're walking around out there.
Yeah.
The way I envisioned it, I assumed that them two started like walking around while he's flipping pages and she's scurrying behind him, and these two are on the front of the boat or the middle and just having that conversation. I was in a barrel kind of off to the left, and I was hearing it until they walked too far off. But then I heard these two like, "We should get rid of those things," and I'm like, "Oh, these." So that's when my head went.
You're not very sneaky when you leave a trail. There's fish all over.
Oh, bitch.
That's right. Train her to be a better eavesdropper.
You're,
If you're gonna be a criminal, don't be
for Luciana's sake, you're a shapeshifter.
Old Uncle Dorgy.
A barrel full of fish and you couldn't turn into a seagull
Or a mouse.
or a mouse or even a fish.
There are a billion better ways, Izzy. We've gotten better than this.
Turn into a mallard.
Yeah.
Drop and give me 20 mice.
She turns into a mallard. My first instinct is to just throw a ball through her.
go send the message.
So sorry.
Sorry, yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about?
Well, I didn't know if he was going to.
So sorry.
So what is this idea that you had?
So, I was thinking about it. That one time that we were on the moon, I feel like I can get back there in a jiff and back. Like, boom, boom, boom. I feel like I can do
You
that.
say, well.
Oh, can you do more than one person?
I think so.
Cause like,
Yeah.
We gotta go give that seed of germination to Luciana.
And she's on the moon. That's a deep question.
Yes, yeah.
That's not player.
Oh, yeah.
Hello,
no.
God, is she on the moon?
Right, yeah. No, yeah.
Metagaming Jeff.
Yeah, but again,
He comes out, scuba gear on. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, she
yeah.
is.
So,
yeah, she's on the moon. Yeah.
Who's also
so yeah, I grab a fish and I'm like, no, you're thinking with your
No, it's like, actually no. He a giant fish comes up, the mouth opens, and he just dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then you just, all right, back down.
But yeah, so I
But-
tell him now he's thinking with his horns, and I'm like, I can make this happen. Let's see what Daruk and Vidir have to say first.
One thing though, to cast plane shift, you do need the tuning fork of that particular plane that you're going to and from.
I have that. We got a bunch of tuning forks, and we got one for the moon. We got one for Earth, or Astoria.
Yeah.
Taetia?
Earth. Yeah.
Welcome to Earth.
Astoria. Yeah. Astoria is the world, Taetia's the continent.
Yeah. And then,
Right, but who has those?
oh, you're right. She got
I
it.
think I have.
Oh no, you got it.
I have one.
Yeah, didn't you have one for
Oh, you have one
Astral
for the
Astral
Astral Sea. That's right.
That's right. Isn't the sword? Didn't we get the sword out of the astral?
We got a bot.
Yes.
That's not showing up for me.
No.
Cheap viewers on streamboo.com.
Oh,
Get out of here.
That's weird. It wasn't.
I wish I could delete the Moobot response.
Yeah.
But you might be. Goodbye.
I don't know if I can actually. I haven't looked at it, but yeah.
I think mine lost
Hey, I'm
connection
on
to
a
the chat for a
15
moment.
stream watch streak, which is actually way more than that, but I think 15 is the cap.
Oh yeah. Let's do that. It might actually be 15 though.
Oh, well, no, because it's just been 2
right,
or
but
3
you-
weeks,
How did you
right?
miss all?
Well, no, but like, so for our streams, like there may have been a gap where you weren't here to watch.
Oh, that's fair. Maybe.
I'm gonna be here
We're
tomorrow.
like 15. Yeah, it's all right.
15.
It's been a while. So
Been a while.
So sorry, you two were discussing that. So just to make sure that was clear. But you do have the ability to do that if you get the tuning fork. You could.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to like make promises and be like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you at least throw out the idea, and then you also have the spell slots to do it, and that you have the ability to cast it.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just see what he thinks about having a conversation with Daruk and Vidir about it, and then that's what we'll do. Or unless you have anything else.
Yeah, you want that bead.
Yeah, I do with the seed of germination.
Oh man.
That'd be the pigmentation.
Delicious.
Izzy planted it in the middle of the Isle of Eternal.
We got to bring life back to that place.
And I rage.
The child is no more. I'm no longer conflicted. The bone.
Yeah. Okay. So then, where do we want to pick up with Vidir and Daruk, or Rin and Rainier?
I imagine we're coming up.
I was gonna say, I think we were basically done, right?
Okay.
That. Yeah. Forward declared.
Okay. So then, Rin and Rainier.
I mean, by this point, I almost forgot what I was doing.
Sorry, bud.
You were looking for Vidir while reading the book, and I'm like, are you done? Are you done yet? Are you done?
So you took an hour to kind of study it, and you discerned that, yeah, this thing's probably meant to make more hags.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna walk up and then chuck it at you and go, "You let her have this bag. Do you know what it does?"
Okay, can I talk now?
No.
Are you done? What you said after you studied the book, you could hear my opinions, and I want to share my
I
thoughts.
imagine you're just like that. The book, boom. It's like, yeah.
I also sidle closer to Vidir.
I actually really just want to stay between her and you.
I'm gonna punch him.
This is Molly's all over again. I got punched by a girl
Oh, okay.
because she was trying to fight somebody else, and I got between them.
Oh,
Don't do that.
Well, and then she like hit me on the shoulder and turned like, "What the fuck?" And she popped me square between the eyes. It was not like an accident. Like it was.
Did you lay her out?
No, I'm in a.
come on.
I'm in a. Oh,
oh, my bad.
but I mean, part of it, I was just so shocked. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, that was
And-
on you.
Well, and then because afterwards everyone's like, "Oh, way to be chill," blah blah. I was like, "No, if I'd have taken it out, I'd be on the floor right now by all of you."
Yeah.
True.
You're giving me way too much credit, guys.
It was a tactical choice.
It's called self-preservation.
So
Anyway,
the book,
yeah, do you know what this does?
The third time it's done that.
Can you let me talk now?
You're just gonna tell me it wants to turn you into a. It gives you power, and if you fuck up, it's gonna turn you into a hag.
Okay, so you literally just told me that I was putting a lot of emotions and a lot of things in your head and your mouth, so how about you not do the same to me?
What? I'm not putting any emotion. That's just what it does. It gives you power, but if you screw up, it turns you into a hag.
And you just
Its
said that
entire
all that I'm
purpose-
going to tell you is, and that wasn't what I was going to.
That's its reason for existence. Is to create more hags. Rochelle was doing the same thing as the hag outside of Milvarna?
Milvain.
Milvain. I almost said Milvain.
Almost had it.
Which one's Milvarna?
And the sword's
capital
reason for existence is to destroy. And does that mean that you're going to continue destroying even when the situation doesn't warrant it? No, you're going to discern with that big old brain that you got.
What? 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 None of that made sense.
No, I miss. Well, I'm not.
I probably missed some.
I'm no longer in a fish bar.
You just said that all that it wants to do is turn hags, but that doesn't mean that that's what I want to do. Okay, I have will here too, just like you have will over your sword. Okay, you can decide whether or not you want to kill something if it's not worth killing, or if you don't want to eat its soul because it doesn't deserve that death. And I can decide when it's time to walk away. What I was going to offer was we actually asked someone back at Inictowl to make an unbiased decision after hearing all arguments pro and con. And I will freely admit that I do not want to part with this for a lot of reasons. Yes, some of it is compulsion, but some of it is also, this is just the most powerful entity and we need all the level ups we can get right now, okay? I don't cut it. And I will go to any lengths and sell any part of my soul to make sure that you guys survive at the end of this.
I mean, the compulsion, it's a curse. It is actively cursed.
And I personally am willing to take the risk with the guarantee that if I turn full, you kill me.
I mean, you say you're taking the risk for yourself, but it's gonna affect everyone.
It won't, because I'm still me at the end. I was me when I turned. But if you're really scared of what I'll become and you don't think that I can handle it, I give you free right to kill me if I cross that line and I become what we're battling against.
I'm not afraid of it. It's just creating that which should not exist. Or attempting to. I mean, I agree, it's giving you power. But it's just a focus. You have plenty of other focuses.
Not any that are this powerful. And this gives me access to things that I've done spells with this book that I couldn't do otherwise. I protected us in ways that I wouldn't have been able to without it. Without it, we wouldn't have made it off that island.
That is the nature of a hag's curse, of a hag's bargain, is that they will offer you the shiny. Why can't I? I want to say rock, but what is the stupid metaphor I want?
Carrot on a stick.
Yeah, it's always a carrot on a stick.
Token.
Yeah, the shiny token. It will offer you this grand thing, but there's always a catch with a hag, and they more often than not they get their way. It's just a
And-
matter of time.
What I'm saying,
And what happens if that happens in the middle of it all? Then now we have another thing to deal with.
it just did. And it was fine. It actually worked in our favor. I distracted him and I was able to get the scepter away from him.
No, he is.
I'm still me, right? Like I'm just a hex blood, right? It just changes my physiology. It says that things see me as evil, but it's no different than seeming, right?
For what is in the detail of the item, yes, that's correct.
I mean, there is more.
Meaning if it's a permanent shift, there might be additional discussions. As of right now,
Listen, I get right now. You don't need to keep going on about right now. That's not how this works. It gets worse. It will always get worse.
but what I'm saying is, given my free will and my choice, that's a risk I'm willing to take for the people that I care about.
You had me until the last line. Like, throwing that in there as like some weird guilt trip is just ruins the entire thing because it's not your choice. Now we have to deal with it.
Why do you have to deal with it? It is
Because
my
if it goes things wrong or things go wrong, then we have to deal with you.
What do you mean?
Because it wants you to not just be able to look like one and give you powers. It wants you to be one.
Well, I've done okay so far.
I mean,
The sword wants you to be a non-stop killing, soul-eating machine.
Man, I was kind of heard of that before.
Minus the soul eating.
I am willing
there's people that deserve it.
to consider the judgment of a third party who's not in the group and take their decision under advisement, if that would make you feel better.
I mean, I don't have any more. I gave it to him to figure it out. You can also just decurse her and then it won't affect her anymore.
Can we share that with you? You're still around.
No, fine.
I was just about to say, or the group was just about to say, I'm not going to make a decision for anybody here, but I just want to make sure that everybody making a decision for themselves. And I cast remove curse on you, and I cast remove curse on you.
Absolutely fight you.
Why? Remove curse doesn't remove your lycanthropy. We talked about that already.
Oh.
If that's why you're.
I thought it did.
No.
Oh,
The
okay.
captain did as soon as you turned, and nothing
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. And he's like, "Oh, this isn't okay."
I forgot. I remember that
That's what-
now.
yeah,
I had
gotta-
forgotten about it.
That's why. That's part of why I was doing it, was because I knew it wouldn't affect that if you
Oh.
wanted to stick with that. Yeah.
Because I was like, mine gives me a lot of snap block.
Right. But like, that's and I know you're not compelled, but you're not. You don't have the same compulsion to hold the sword, but Daruk doesn't know exactly what that connection is, so he's just doing it to both of you, just in case.
So Rin, after that is cast on you, you do not feel that pull over the book anymore. Pull from the book.
It's really
Now you are
still
still
imagining your face is a weird mixture of confusion and relief.
you are still attuned to it, but you do not feel that compulsion that it must be on your person.
Time for chapter 2.
How can I be attuned to it, not first fight?
Because attuning to it curses you until it is removed from you, or that curse is removed from you. So, granted,
Oh.
the remaining part still is there, but you are still attuned to it. You're just no longer cursed by it. If you unattune to it, reattune to it, you're cursed again.
Attuning to it curses you until you're talking about your first spell or something.
Yeah, I should also qualify that latter part exists outside of the curse. I need to fix that.
So it's not a compulsion to use it or be near it, but it still has all the other effects. Should I use it to use one of the charges? Or
Correct.
something?
Yeah.
So Daruk would just say, if you still want to keep the book and you still want to keep the sword after that, that's your decision. I just want to make sure that everyone's actually making a decision. for themselves.
And the
not-
ad break is starting. Just to let you guys know.
and not being compelled to make that.
No, no. I'm probably part with this book.
Oh, we'll have to kill you, but
Well, we'll have to get rid of
I'm willing to
him.
take.
You're like sleep forever.
Off the side of the boat.
I did not take that. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. That's not what it is.
So, Rainier, you not wanting me to have the book had absolutely nothing to do with me. It just had to do with you hate hags.
Yeah, they're a scourge on the world. And all
You're
they do is
the
cause
literal
problems.
worst, dude. The literal worst.
It is a relic that needs to be destroyed. All it wants to do is create more hags.
I hold every insult that I slung at you the other day.
She went to go talk things out and smooth it over and backfired. Complete opposite result.
I didn't tell her.
You're
I
not
didn't
such a bad
actually know.
cat. Wait, no. Hey, fuck you.
What? You still have it. You can still use it. You're just not blinded by it anymore.
Okay. I appreciate not being compelled to it any longer. However, that means that your willingness to kill me had nothing to do with me and had everything to do with the fact that I was a hag and then needed to cease to exist. And you not wanting me to have the book anymore had absolutely nothing to do with how you feel about me or caring about me, which it doesn't feel like you do. And had everything to do with the fact that you just didn't want to make more hags. That's what I'm taking away from this exchange, sir.
Well, yeah, the whole stabbing you had nothing to do with you being you and everything to do with that you were a hag. And all I knew was that you suddenly turned into being a hag, and who knew how long you were hiding that and holding it in, because they're treacherous and deceitful. So yeah, that seemed reasonable.
Sure. Sure.
Maybe a slight exhaustive delirium too. We'll go with that. And then as far as the book goes, yeah, maybe I didn't want you doing stupid shit because the book is like cursed you and making you do stupid shit.
I think that's the best I'm gonna get, folks.
He's really
How
just a simple cat.
smoking deals with you, I will never know.
See how often I'm on the road?
I was about to say that. Yeah, on the road a lot.
I need to watch it, but I keep seeing clips of the new Bill Burr special. He basically says something like that at one point.
I appreciate your very weird way of caring, Rainier. Are you gonna stay connected to that sword?
Sure. No, I mean, now you're ready for it. Not you.
Just like sitting there.
Dude, I'm ready for it.
But yeah, at this point, Izzy will step forward and say that me and Dorgan have been talking things over. If you guys would like to depart with these items and maybe find something that could give us an edge that isn't going to put you at a detriment to the party and possibly have us have to attack you and kill you, which will cause more damage than you initially thought that you were trying to protect us from, I think I have a solution for it.
I'm just imagining this in a high-pitched 12-year-old voice.
Yeah, you have to, because I'm not doing that the whole game.
Listen here, fuckers!
Right.
It's like the most anime
That was
moment.
almost Toad.
Yeah, I mean, that was my Toad voice.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That is not the official Izzy voice. Do not get.
Yeah, this is like
Izzy
the
sounds
most,
like Toad.
We don't want to get sued.
this is the most anime thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, just a little...
Yeah, yeah.
like Goten just going. Or young Gohan.
Yeah. But yeah, it basically comes down to that. She makes a proposal that, like, should you keep using that book and what he says comes true, and it messes up and you end up becoming a hag or turning on your friends, and then we have to deal with that, that is possibly more damaging than being without it. And the same goes for you. Izzy doesn't really know what's going on with that sword, but the fact that you attacked Ren just out of nowhere had her very concerned. But yeah, I have an option to get rid of them. You just want to rip the band-aid and do it now, and then we can find other things. We can find other allies, other spells, other mythical items to help us with our fight. We don't have to have these.
No, but not for the reason you're thinking. No, because you can hide something anywhere, and it'll be lost for a time. But things are always found.
Where I'm gonna hide it?
You hear just this echo of a slight chuckle in your head.
This thing came from the void. It came from nowhere, and yet it's here. Things have a way of returning. Doesn't matter where you put them.
They do. But would you...
Also, I'm gonna wander off for a minute, and then maybe set my sword belt down, and then wander back to get out of earshot.
Yeah, when you start to walk away, you hear, "See you again soon."
Oh, see you again soon. Why? Oh,
he's coming back.
I'm in my head. I'm going nowhere.
Yeah, flustered, she, hits Red in the face and says, "Don't you have enough swords?"
No, because I'll turn to you and go, your sight was extra evilly at one point. How was that process? Was it sentient? Oh, well. Oh.
Not even close. You were there.
Yeah.
The sight wasn't, but you were.
Excuse me.
Your ability to attack.
Oh, I didn't even see
It's a new one anyway. Give it another one.
Is this new?
No.
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 He needs a new one.
It looked different. Sorry. I knew you were.
It's because you can
considering-
actually see messages on Discord.
Oh,
Looks different.
perfect. Yes, it's working. That's what's
Yes, it's
different.
functioning properly.
The gears are spinning now.
The hamster's kicked back into overdrive. I got those guys.
Would you, if Ishara, would you do anything? If Ishara could find a place to put it that felt safe, she will live eons. I feel like no one would be as diligent of a keeper of that item as her.
Not intended this conversation.
You can also say, "I'll think about it."
I shall think. I think good.
I do the thinking.
First.
I am a thinker.
Okay. I will talk it over with Ashara and see what she thinks about the book. I know what she's gonna say, but I still want to hear her out. And until then, until I can find something that gets me this much power or more, I'm not willing to give it up, not before we're about to have the fight of our lives. I can't put us at a deficit like that.
As he says, don't you think losing any sort of control over yourself while we're trying to take on the most important task of probably all of our lives is more of a deficit. Because I can see a lot of things going wrong, and you are good enough as you are.
The Rook literally just does that.
This is her low intelligence, high wisdom talking, okay?
You aren't enough.
Enough.
I beach. I beach good. You have never known me without it. So I don't think that you can say that I am good enough as I am. Huh?
I was there when you got it.
You, Jason, were.
Word was. You
Word
were.
was?
Izzy,
Okay.
Izzy.
That happens
Yeah.
from time to time. I forget where he stopped
That's
and she
totally
began.
fair.
Ward
That's word were declared. You've never known me without it. I've been able to do things that I couldn't do on my own. So factually, that's just untrue. I'm not as strong without it.
I can concede that it definitely gives you a boost. It definitely makes you stronger. But I'm not me personally as Izzy. I'm not okay with the risk. I would die. I would literally go die somewhere in the woods if that book was the reason that you died for any reason, be it by our hands or the enemy, because you lost control and you made a misstep that everybody can do. Anybody can make a mistake. But I don't think I'd be able to make it through. I don't think it's worth the risk. It makes me scared. It makes me uneasy to even see that thing. And the fact that you hold it and read through it every night when you think I'm not watching. I don't sleep. I only meditate, sometimes with one eye open. And I see you pouring through those pages. Your eyes started to turn black, and your free and caring personality started to turn darker and darker. It definitely concerns me.
I don't know, Izzy, that will go away. Whether I'm with the book or not. We don't talk about it a lot, but I am different. I've died twice. You don't come back from that unscathed. I'm just different. And I am 2 deaths more convicted to finding ways to protect this world. And that's why I poured through not just this book, but all the books that I have. To find ways to protect you and my parents. And everyone else in this world, whether they deserve it or not. My eyes turned dark before then. That's always something that I've been able to do, but it takes over more of me. A little bit more every time I die. And I don't know that the book is going to get the chance to be my undoing this next time, to be honest.
I can't see how holding on to the thing makes it any better to have it if it's caused so many problems with you over the course of time as it has. Definitely using it more is not the solution. It's like a bad... What's the drug of fucking... What's the skooma of fucking...
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was
Sorry, buddy.
I thought you were talking
Wasn't it
real
like
world
70
for a
or some
second. I'm
shit?
like, I don't know what
No.
expression you're going for here.
Isn't it skooma? No, not skooma. Sunny D or...
There's Ushka. There's also Joe Curse, Shang-Chi. What's your... I got a list.
What's your drug of preference?
Well,
Yeah.
it's like it's
Give me a
basically
real
like,
world one.
you know,
Mogollon
doing more heroin isn't going to take away the heroin withdrawals.
Necro.
Okay.
Okay, hey, how do you even know what that is?
These streets ain't made. No.
We need to have a long conversation with the boys about where they're taking you.
jaunts into town.
Because I know I didn't teach you that.
Something we picked up on the Isle of Turnshap.
Dorgirin? You and your freaking mushroom.
When you reference Necro,
At that point, I take a mushroom and I eat it.
He's just like,
Daruk, could I have you make a history check?
Constitution.
All right. Me specifically. Oh well, that's a nat
Hey, maybe I
20
stumbled on something here.
for a 20.
Okay. So when you hear the name of Necro dropped, first of all, you're appalled that this child even knows about it. But
Pearls.
that's made off the continent from where you were from.
Oh.
So Nald doesn't make it, but there is an area within Niacir that does. And granted, they used it in a more kind of religious way.
Too bad.
Like
But it kind of spread and then became more of a substance. Yeah.
We need a new drug in your universe called Shubai.
And nope.
You making a note?
Well,
So,
you just
yeah.
so many emotions pass across it, like what and who and clocks all the boys.
And where and why? How?
Could I have you make a religion check too?
Watch, this is gonna be real bad. So. Yeah. Yep. 7 total.
Okay. Disregard.
Yep.
You know it comes from Niacir.
Yeah. I love how I go from 20 to 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kelsey's going, yeah, man. Yeah.
Healthy.
Yeah.
That tracks. That tracks.
You know what? Actually, I take that back. Given that you are a religious person, I would set the actually DC exceptionally low. Knowing it comes from Niacir, it comes from a very specific, or the origins of Necro come from a very specific temple in Niacir, which would be Copernicus, a death god.
Hey.
All right.
We'll just say maybe Izzy picked it up while floating in the vat of souls under Medusius'.
Good chance. Actually, yeah, that is a very good chance.
Pretty strong chance.
Yeah, given the lore of what happened with Medusius and the Warforged and all that, there is a very strong chance that actually she would know that from that specific reason.
And Daruk would point that out as Rin's about to punch him.
It was Medusius. Me.
What's Medusius? She's got a body now. You can get her.
She could have been experimenting on people.
I
Like MK Ultra.
have only used the book's magic that is the pieces of it that have the potential to cause an effect 3 times, and I have had this book for over a year. I have only ever used it when the circumstances warrant it and it's dire straits and there's nothing else that I can do. I do not take that decision lightly. And I feel like you need to respect my decision space in that area. I understand your concern. I could never live with myself. If you died, then I could have done something. So I think we're at a stalemate with that line of logic.
Well, I can concede that you are my example of restraint since we've been traveling together. And that if whatever promises you can make, go ahead and make them. And I will respect your wishes for it. However, if I feel it's getting out of hand, I will do what I can to protect you from that evil, corrupt, malice thing. The thing that should not be, and you know it deep down in your heart. No matter what arguments you want to give, you know that that should not exist. and then I go in to give her a hug. What is your perception? I'm going to roll the pickpocket.
My passive perception?
Yeah, well, whatever you need to roll against a pickpocket thing for the tuning fork.
Okay, so I need a sleight of hand check from you.
Yeah.
And then, what's your passive perception?
22.
Evil woman.
Evil woman!
Your passive
are
22? Yeah.
I almost feel like I should do this on an actual face.
Hmm.
No problem.
Yeah, for sure. Doing the scam dice?
No.
17. I don't have any pluses that I know about. So.
Go ahead and drop it. Unfortunately, it's close, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you wouldn't suspect Izzy of doing that, then you would use your passive. But if you would suspect her of trying something, which I feel like is a debate, I'll leave it up to you if you want to roll for it or not.
With Izzy, it could be either way. It honestly
I
could
mean,
be.
I
It's so
know.
much chaos.
It's like, are we always on guard? Yes, but like this is a heavily emotionally charged moment, so I don't know that I would. It's like that. It's like I feel like passive is mom senses. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
You know, it's that mom reaction where you're always on guard, but I wouldn't actively be expecting you to pick my pocket at this very moment because you didn't really explain your plan. You just said, I have a way to get rid of it. We could chuck it somewhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know that you're talking about plane shift.
Right.
And I definitely don't know that you're talking about the astral sea and thus would need my tuning fork.
I have an Astral Sea tuning fork in my inventory also.
Oh. I might have bought it and given it to you
Didn't you guys-
because I don't have plane shift.
Oh, okay.
So that sounds right then.
Did you guys
Okay.
purchase a plain old tuning fork?
For the
Am I-
material plane, yes.
Yeah.
No. Just a plain old tuning fork. Wasn't there something about me bitching about not having one, and you're like, get the kid a tuning fork, like a regular tuning fork?
Well, so a regular one probably.
Yeah, just a regular.
Yeah. Actually, that does sound vaguely familiar. But yeah, if it's just a tuning fork, then like it's not gonna work for your spell.
Right, but I'm looking to swap them.
But I see. Yeah. Okay. I would not be surprised actually.
No,
If,
I have it in the party.
yeah, honestly, if Rin doesn't have the ability of casting plane shift, I would think it would stand to reason that you probably gave that tuning fork to Daru.
Yeah.
So he's the only one able to cast it. Then like that doing all the good on your person.
And if it's not on her, just retcon everything. Not just give her
Well,
a hug.
It
I
does
just give
make
her a-
sense that she might have been carrying it though, because she's the one that's connected to the
Right, and she
Astral Sea.
wanted a way to get back to the astral sea.
Yeah, but if it's in your inventory, then I probably made a point of giving it to you so that you had it when you needed to cast it.
So as you kind of thumb through Rin's pockets temporarily, Rin, you
like,
feel her
what-
kind of
Bingies.
but yeah, you don't find a
what
fork.
are you looking for? Also, hurtful.
Hurtful. Oh no. This was a hug. And then I pull you in tight, and you don't feel my fingies doing it. Like, no, this is a hug. I'm very concerned. I'm very scared. We all came here of our own accord to do this thing, knowing that it could be life or death, and it's just I'm really feeling the heat in the kitchen, and I don't know what the future has for us. What I'm looking for is the tuning fork to the astral sea.
Did you just say that?
No, she's being honest with you. Like she
Why?
will be honest with you. She's not going to lie to you
Why?
in particular.
The astral sea. Why would you want to go there?
Um,
You cannot go there without me.
And if Daruk has it in his inventory, he'd be like, this tuning fork?
and Izzy will point to that. That's the one. I need that.
Why?
If things get out of hand between you and Rainier, either together or just separately get out of hand, I have a real plan. And I looked at Orgarian like, tell him I have a real plan to get rid of these things. And I need, in order for me to continue on with you, to feel safe, I need to know that I have a way to make this right without killing.
Okay.
This is non-negotiable for me.
I will say a couple things. First thing, absolutely over my dead body are you going to the astral sea without supervision?
Morgana said he'd go with me to the moon and back, so.
Well, the moon,
Same place, right?
Yeah.
you know that
but I
with
know.
plane shift you cannot control where you go.
Never said anything about that.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about plane shift
Oh, 'cause
because
the
that's the
tuning
only.
fork. And you have intelligence.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
So
She said that Dirk's like, she didn't say play shit.
One
do you
could have-
know of any other spells that can take you to different planes of existence requiring a tuning fork?
Ah, that last part.
Fair enough.
There it is.
No, but there's a lot of things I don't know, so somebody might.
Yeah. I don't feel comfortable with you having access to the astral sea on your own. I don't. That place is great and terrible, and you would also need the tuning fork to the material plane in order to return, and that would mean you would need, depending on your ability to cast it, at least a day in the astral sea. Absolutely not, Izzy. No.
There's other options, but I'm walking away with one of these forks.
And then also the only way to prevent the only means of prevention of something happening is to not use it. And that is the only guaranteed way. So you having a tuning fork to check the book after something bad has happened, the bad thing has already happened.
Right.
So
I'll make sure that it doesn't happen any further, and that whatever connection you both have with these items will be so far.
And what I'm saying is, if it gets to the point where you need to chuck the book into the astral sea, it's already too late. So it's not, your reassurance plan is not reassurance.
Well,
It's damage control for future conditions, in which case you could just burn the book.
can you?
I think you can destroy it.
I mean, what do we know about these items altogether? Like
Rainier knows how to destroy it.
the just the implications of having them is just too much. You're gambling with the world right now. We and a small few other people are the only things that stand in between us.
Exactly.
And that you need this power because you think without it you're not enough. Fine, that's for you to discern. But if you're here with the rest of the family, you're a risk to us all, including him. We need to figure out his lycanthropy and that sword. They're walking time bombs, both of them, and I'm addressing the rest of the
I
party.
don't know. He seems to be able to talk now, and like, what was that about?
No. I have scars down my back from him.
No, I mean,
Lost control.
No, but this-
you
Snuck into
lost-
a place that you didn't need to be.
I sneak into places all the time. We're in camp all the time, and never once have you just raged out into a were-tiger and mauled me half to death. I had to bring down a city block before we got enough reinforcements to take you down.
So
Let's see that happen during the fight with the Great Thing.
I mean,
Let's see that happen when Medusius inevitably betrays us.
it's just did
It actually
nothing
did.
happen.
He-
Oh, so sorry. Out of character.
Yeah, later in the episode. Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the last one, I was like full were-tiger, but just chill and have a normal
In
conversation.
control?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a theory that it might have just been that first turning that he was out of
Oh,
control.
yeah, that makes sense.
To be fair, maybe the sword stopped you from losing control somehow.
No, because I didn't have it.
Not the whole time, but I think you had it when you turned, didn't you?
Not the whole time, but it was on your person for at least part of the transformation, but it was also away from you from part of the actual transformation itself.
Yeah, and didn't bother me.
But like I was saying, boiling it down. You guys taking a gamble with the rest of our lives is not okay. Seek
We took
power,
a gamble
seek power
bringing
else.
you.
Well, yeah, but that hasn't turned out bad, I don't think.
In my humble opinion.
She's like, fish. Fish.
Something smells fishy.
Right, you should be agreeing with me because I smell great. But no, yeah, not comfortable with it. And, you know, if we ain't playing ball right now, you can fully expect me to get up to buck shit
What?
to make it happen.
Did anyone speak slang? Child slang?
Sorry.
What did she just say?
Look, if you don't give her what she wants, she's gonna start being even more offense.
I will find a tune for it,
Anybody
with or without your helps. And if I have to steal those items or even incapacitate you to take them from you, should it turn bad, I will do so alone, or if anybody else agrees to me. That is the future if you insist on taking this gamble.
So the child is threatening us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep
Before
in
we
mind,
put down the petulant teenager.
Well,
you're
I
more than
do
you could certainly try.
feel, Izzy, that you don't understand it, at least specifically in my circumstance. Like, if the repercussions happen, getting rid of the book does not stop them from happening.
Yeah, the
And
damage
then
is already done.
Yes. And even if I transform, it's still possible to fix that transformation, as far as I understand it, from becoming permanent.
Right, but who did you kill before we were able to reverse that?
Well,
Was it
I'm
me that you
still me.
killed, or
I'm
was
still
it
me
you?
until it's permanent, and then I don't know what happens. It's just a physiology change.
So you're okay with that?
Cosmetically, I mean, I look pretty cool with horns, but you didn't see me, but like, kind of cool.
Sorry, I don't speak teenage slang.
I was super fly, y'all.
No cap.
No cap.
Printer. Period.
So she ate.
Hey.
Oh, show.
And left no crumbs.
Oh.
See, I'm hip to the jive.
How do you do, fellow kids?
At that point, you hear Bug speak up. Hey, if I could interject, I didn't mean to eavesdrop or anything. It's just, you know, Chip only has so many places before you kind of run out of stuff to do and just try to not pay attention to other people's conversations.
And fail, apparently.
Yeah, sorry. I wasn't always the way that I am either. I was a goblin originally, and before I died, and then got changed to this kind of devilish form, a little bit anyway.
And it worked for you.
Thank you. It's not really all bad. Sometimes you can embrace the change, and it just kind of becomes who you are. Now, my situation was different than your own. You know, I wasn't forcibly changed by some sort of nefarious book. I was given a second opportunity by a devil, and one that was friendly, funny enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right here.
It's like, if you needed to get rid of items, we have a contact that can open portals to different planes of existence. He's surprisingly amenable. He's not cheap, but it's part of his kind of deal. He's a gatekeeper devil, so
Maybe not necessarily for these items, but that could be something useful for other things. Getting a Tosh back to the...
Maybe.
I'm not gonna lie, Bug. Handing a demon some evil weapons and just saying, good
Oh,
luck.
oh, not a demon.
And paying him for it.
But that's the thing. He's not a
Devil,
demon.
okay.
He's a devil. Yeah. So, but that's the thing. They're bound by their contracts. So, they're surprisingly actually not the worst to work with. You just have to make sure that it's worth, the services that they provide. And surprisingly, he's not bad.
They're bureaucrats.
Yeah.
The worst kind of you.
We'll put a pin.
I think that is very good to know.
It's an option. I just want to make sure you guys are aware that we're not exactly I mean, we don't like to brag, but we've also saved the world before, so we're all on the same team effectively.
Well, Izzy slide, and I emphasis on the slide, back into the fish barrel. And say, "Aye, Captain, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Also, good to
We
somebody
should definitely
acknowledges.
stay in contact with us. We may be needing your services again."
Okay.
But yeah, I just kind of look at Ren, and then I slink back into my barrel under the fish.
You are getting a bath tonight.
No, thank you. Out of the fish. Just two little pingies.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you are. Prestidigitation only goes so far.
I'm not bubbles, not soap.
I'm gonna need you to keep your dad reflexes up.
Your dad reflex?
Yeah, the sudden catching a child or
Oh, dad.
Yeah.
I thought she said dad.
Oh, yeah.
Bam, man, got her. Try it again.
Good job.
I fully imagine the anime like you're sneaking about to steal the tuning fork and then
Dab, and then just Team Rocket cartwheel. With the biggest, meatiest forearm.
yeah.
Team Rocket.
Green and meaty.
Someone's gonna take a bath. Don't make me get the call lightning out.
You're gonna bathe one way or another.
Just drop her in the ocean.
Just toe liner.
Yeah.
Well, where do you all weigh in? Everyone's just laying on.
Well, it's not just you, it's him too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that thing's no go, and he's just racking up curses and cursed items and
During all this, I went back and got my belt back on.
right. Would you expect someone to go try to steal your sword?
No, I just did it for a very specific conversation,
Oh, okay.
which I had a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Wait, which one was that?
The changing
Oh, okay, gotcha.
the
Yeah.
scythe.
Right.
That
Also, I'd
that is
rather
something
do
that
radiant than necrotic.
that is something Jason is mulling over too. Like, why don't we just go see about what we can do to or for these items, and then if nothing, then we just drop them in the middle of the ocean.
I don't think there's anything on this plane of existence any longer that rivals the power that created that sword.
Yeah. I'm not saying one thing one way or the other.
So he's like, don't fucking look at me. I ain't telling you
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I know. Everybody did it. Yeah. If I could quickly just and then block.
Close for business.
Yeah, like the robbing thing.
Yeah, the thing for the robbery.
Yeah.
They just
Like
hit the
the-
button.
Nope.
Like,
Or like the ticket counter sold out.
Yeah.
I just went to Seventh, but
I haven't watched it yet.
they're little half walls. They move them up and down.
Oh, really?
So when
Yeah.
they're done talking to somebody, or
They're
they're
like
being like
cubicle
sassy, they're
walls.
like,
Nice. Yeah. Need to get just get for the little window roller shades. Just all right, we're done.
Just put you in a glass thing, but it's that glass that can tint. It can
Oh,
go
yeah,
opaque,
change it.
Transparent. Yeah.
get you a Pope box.
The limousine window that rolls up, so it just makes that that slow. Yeah.
Really emphasize I'm not wanting to be seen. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, Izzy's just really staunchly against anything. A lot like Rainier, staunchly against anything that is abhorrent to nature and the natural flow of things. That is not how things are supposed to be birthed. I've never actually seen a birthing, but that ain't it.
That ain't it.
Where does everybody else weigh in? I do wonder. Because I feel like that question wouldn't have been proposed rhetorically.
This was a kind of a group conversation except for him walking around, I was trying to get Dirk Aaron to back me up a little bit. But, no. Dorgan does what Dorgan does. He's got to go.
I mean, Dorgan's probably not too keen on something that could potentially create an enemy in the middle of a fight.
But what would he say to Rin when she posed this query, directly looking into his eyes?
Six puts the ball board. You see this? That's the outcome. You gamble that. You go ahead. It's you.
I ain't here for it. I don't like it. We know what hags can do,
And if your mall had negative consequences, would you give it up?
but it don't.
Someone.
Dorgan's a very simple man. Nope.
Fucking differ. Beg to differ. No. But if it did, and it was something that gave you power, would you just give it up? You could just walk away from it, knowing the stakes that are on right now.
Probably. I mean, if it's power isn't everything.
Power's literally all I do.
If that power takes away who you are, if it destroys your very being, is it even worth it?
If it
'Cause it's
saves
not
the
you.
world, maybe.
Excuse me.
Saves the world one moment, dooms it the next, maybe.
Like you guys haven't taken on a hag before.
Well, if this hag power is enough to save the world, then it gotta be different from the other hags.
No, literally Rochelle. We literally killed her, and we were way less powerful.
Well, then you're already better than a hag. Why would you want the hag power then?
Because we're not going up against a hag. We're going up against the greatest power in all evildom.
Right. And we've bested hags, which means that we're better than hags. So I don't see how having hag power is gonna be all that beneficial.
You're better than we
I don't know that I'm gonna make anything math make sense to this one, am I?
Hags are weaker than us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the answer. You beat hags, you know?
Yeah. Like,
I think that's a cool.
That's the best barbarian logic I've ever heard.
Really is. Really is. Yep. And Rin just goes, no. Mm-mm. Noted.
look, maybe Luciana can get you a nice mall as well.
Oh, goody. I will ask her.
Not too big though, like a gavel.
Like just a gavel? Just to shoot the spells out of?
Yeah, if that's your thing.
Like a carpenter's hammer, you know, maybe a little nicer, but
Like I forget, like a priest censer.
oh yeah.
Like a little holy water thing.
Fun fact: there is actually a censer that is a magic item in D&D. It's like a holy censer, or something like that. It's pretty sick, actually.
Nice. I will definitely take that under advisement and ask her for sure. Yeah.
For what it's worth, I think I agree with Izzy, but I also respect your decision. If you want to keep it, I trust your judgment.
Just wait till that third party gets involved.
But I do want to say, I think you're enough without the book. I think we are better off as a unit together.
Come on.
See that? Oh, my spell attack and my save DC decrease. We're good at have
It's just
different.
like, look, this is me with it equipped. This is with me without it equipped.
Look, I'm just saying
Which render
mine
you
was
want?
like 3 lower before I got the rod, and I was doing all right.
I had a very different item that I no longer have. So-
Why are you looking? I didn't get rid of it.
No, I know. I'm just You're just a safe space.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I'm like, I didn't make you do anything.
This was all you.
You want to keep the book? I'm not going to try to see.
So, just to be clear, she's not currently attuned to the book anymore, so she doesn't have any actual reason other than her own personal reasons to be like clawing onto this book so hard.
Negative. She is still attuned to it, but she is no longer cursed by it. However, the book still has magics that may transform her into a hag.
Gotcha.
Or quasi-hag.
Gotcha.
Essentially, player knowledge.
Right.
When I expend a charge, I run the risk of
The stuff.
the stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then-
That's not how I figured it was going to go down.
But using it as my spellcasting focus does not incur
Okay.
the
Chance for
the
transformation.
chance for transformation. It's only when I use one of the charges.
So what is currently, is it just your own personal thing, like Ren's personal thing, or is there something like making you fight for this book so hard?
The curse was what was doing it.
Was or is?
Well, sorry. The curse was what was wanting, like, it influenced her to make sure that it was on her person, like, at all times.
Right.
Also, strong affinity for the book. Now that curse is lifted, there is the knowledge of what the book can do, and that is objectively true. Now, there is risk inherent with it, too. So,
Right.
it's like,
And she's aware of the risk and she's aware
Right.
of the power.
Yeah.
And now she's also aware of the curse.
right.
Okay.
So, it's like, considering all options,
Yeah.
you guys are going to have to fight, the Shattered, ultimately. Be it the cult, the Shattered itself, who knows? But that is the fight that is ahead of you. And that is what Rin's considering.
Got it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a fair statement.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't want to speak for characters.
No, that was a good recap. Yeah. Yeah. I had an interjection, but I can't remember what it was now because my brain is
sorry.
mush. No, it's totally fair.
I wiped you. I'm pretty
It's
sure. I'm sorry.
totally fine. No, I was wiped coming here tonight, so
Oh, God.
my brain is just like, I'll remember it in 2 weeks, and I'll be like, you guys remember when I said I had something?
Right.
This was what it was. It's no longer relevant.
So while we're still metagaming, talking and out of character, is sort of this similar situation with his sword. Every time he takes a soul with a sword, things are going to get worse or better for him, but both maybe. I don't know.
Out of character, Soul Render has no curse over Rainier.
Okay.
Rainier also, so as of this moment, actually, right now, Rainier and Rin are on equal footing in regards to the items that they wield.
I see.
They understand that both of them have some baggage with them. Soul Render in particular can have conflict with its wielder, and it can, as you have seen, nudge a person in terms of the maybe hang-ups they may have
Okay.
to get what it wants, which are souls.
As far as the souls, though, it just makes the weapon stronger. Doesn't.
There's no cost
Well,
for the wielder, but
It does eat the soul, so there is a cost to the soul. So
Well,
if you,
it stores them until it either consumes them or until the wielder decides for the blade to consume the souls.
Ah, makes sense.
Which there's some moral questions there too. You're
because
talking about the complete eradication of something at that
Right.
point.
which is
Do not return. Like,
partially what we accidentally did to
Not- no.
one of campaign
Not
one
Back to the Void.
character's souls.
Like,
Oh, really?
they're gone.
we
They no
when
longer
we were in the
exist.
desert,
Actually,
we
have you watched
found
Supernatural?
the soul of a character
Okay.
from campaign
Sorry,
one,
I said more.
No.
and the deer's weapon
They have the
ate
concept
its
there where,
soul
like, when devils and demons die, what
and
happens?
sent it to
Because, like, they don't just return
whatever
to their
is
afterlife. Because that's where they're from.
the frozen
And they go
lady's
to
name.
the void, so it's-
Millicent.
So it's like, it's
So
gone.
she now
There's-
has
there's-
Malakir's
It's not even
soul
not, it's non-existent.
imprisoned
So that is what happens.
because his sword.
Those pretty consistent.
Imprisoned or eaten?
Imprisoned.
Well, right.
Yeah, we still have to get him
That's
back.
Yeah.
That's on the to-do
was just
list
Playful
eventually.
writing on my part.
I mean, that's a little bit
yeah,
different
I mean,
because,
it-
like,
truly that
with
is-
the soul render, then like
void
the
is
soul is
non-existent.
literally like
It is outside
destroyed.
of even
There's nothing
existence.
there.
And
There's
that
a
is what it
chance
is.
that she can
Sending
destroy
his
his soul.
soul is unwriting.
It's not a guarantee, but it's very similar.
Yeah, we don't know, but we don't know if it still exists or not.
Yeah, we don't know if she's
Unraveling.
killed him or eaten him or
Unraveling is
whatever.
Oh,
But it's just a soul that he's already dead. He was guarding something.
So where does that leave us? We're all kind of wrapping up the conversation about the
Well,
items.
the deer has a
Yeah. Under the-
Like 320.
What?
Maybe 325. Yes, feet away.
What'd you say?
It'll make me,
Something like
it took me a
320,
second.
325. Yes, feet
weigh
away
in.
in.
Oh, okay. I thought for a second I didn't hear the numbers and I thought you were making a Mr. Mom reference of like, yeah, it's like 220, 221, whatever it takes.
I thought he was making an offer too. It was like 325
Oh,
pieces.
okay.
That's a way low ball offer, my friend. Like,
Head start.
try
325
325
souls.
souls,
Yeah.
1,000
To
gold
consume.
pieces.
Yeah.
Feet head start.
Let's just say infinite store credit is what Corfer offered me for the book.
Really
Yeah, basically.
nice.
He was like, whatever you want. I don't care. Whatever you want.
Iron flask, baby.
What?
You know who we are. Man, you want this book? I know you do.
What if he loans us the flask until we get?
Yeah, we don't want it for any literally.
And I get the
anything.
book back. That's a shitty deal.
You guys have a rapport at this point. He may consider making you one, but there was obviously the problem of time to create. So
Well, I mean, but the last time he helped us, he was like, literally need a break from you guys.
oh yeah. Well,
was-
he's had a break. Now.
That was terrible.
There was only 3 malevolent spirits released within his shop.
Yeah.
You guys get out. Get out.
He had like, well, and then even after that, this most recent
Oh, yeah,
time
that was
where we
also
were, yeah.
The tumor.
So, yeah, but it's been 3+ months
Oh yeah,
since then, so
yeah. He's had his downtime.
there's been a cooling off.
Yeah, exactly. So sorry, the deer.
It's your choice. How are we going to do it?
I respect the. Hey man, live your life. I made mistakes too.
You gotta
I get it.
Land!
It's a lie.
I can do what you want. And you know the consequences. You know what? Like the pros cons. It's your choice. I'm not gonna take it from you.
Pros cons.
What about you, Rainier? How do you feel about what was being discussed about your sword in her book?
I obviously agree with the sword. Well, again, you guys are talking about hiding these.
No, I'm talking about getting rid of them in a place that you would have to be a phenomenal, like, powerfully person to get there, find it, and get out with it.
Technically, we
Okay.
can destroy the book.
I was gonna say, I mean, I already know that the book can be destroyed. Probably pretty easy, actually. So that would make more sense.
That was the most Kronk delivery you've ever done. Probably pretty easy, I would say. That was just incredible.
Yeah. The whole thing is, you can put whatever fancy words you want. At the end of the day, you're trying to hide it. These things get found. And then you're like, then it has to only be a powerful person. Great, now a powerful person's fine. Even better.
That's fine. That's a problem for another time. That's not a problem that's going to pop up right in the middle of us trying to take down the greatest evil on this
That's
plane of
just-
existence.
Running and hiding.
What happens when you die?
Right. What happens when you die? Where does the book go? Where does the sword go?
Where do we put the sword?
Are you
That
contagious with
doesn't
your
matter
lycanthropy?
Rainier! No, I mean,
Yeah, my
in many years when you
Fair.
retired, like, are you going to continue to watch over it then? Or, like,
That's going really fucking sweet on my wall.
That's just another place to hide it.
he's going to be so fucking pissed at you. He's going to yell, scream at you from your mantle.
Wake up! We've got souls, dude.
I'm going to eat your freaking baby. You don't feed me a soul right
We-
now.
We have a functioning relationship. It is. I'm aware of what it wants.
Tiger.
And it's aware that what it offers me and that in my hands, it's going to get what it wants.
Can't you just starve your pet sword like that, though? Just put it on the
Yeah.
wall.
So,
That sword
we
parenting.
also wouldn't have been in this situation would probably not have happened if you'd have let me get those souls.
Not my fault, you suck.
No more killing party members. No more killing party members.
We had an
I
agreement.
did warn you multiple times.
Yeah,
I tried to give it to you. I gave
Did
you
you? Did you?
Not my fault the last guy blew himself up.
That is actually.
Sure.
Little fucker.
That is true. That was really on him for being an asshole.
I hope that I have to give you guys 6 seconds apiece, alright?
Everybody's gotta take their turn.
How big of chunk that goes away in that 6 seconds?
we live our lives
Like,
6 seconds at a
Might be a hell
time.
of a thing.
That is an incredible tagline for D&D. Living your life 6 seconds at a time.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Let's make some merch.
Yeah, right?
Love
I get Mary
that
on the cricket.
so
with shirts.
much.
Hey, Katie's got one for the wedding. She has one of the ones that can like do wood and everything.
Oh, that's nice.
She got one of the fucking Katie. The
Really?
cricket. Oh, she got
Oh, the
big,
cricket. Oh, she got the
one.
big one.
Yeah, it's fucking like.
Oh,
this
I thought
long,
she
dude.
just meant she got the big vinyl one. No, she got the one that engraves wood.
Yeah.
Like the wood, like a wood burner.
No, it has like a knife, but like
It carved.
I haven't. She hasn't done a lot of it yet, but yeah, it's like those sheets of balsam wood.
Okay. Nice.
So you know when you go to those little festivals and they have like all those little like wooden, like layered wooden keychains, I bet it would be great to make those.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, digress.
Guys, it's almost time
For
for Ren Fair.
Oh,
Ren Fair.
Like, is it?
Why are you getting a fair?
It's like
Listen, we're
couple months
basically
away.
3/4 of the way through the year at this point. It's
I was like,
almost
I feel like it
over.
wasn't that.
Did you say we're about how far through the year?
It's been a long
like,
year.
look.
Chris.
yeah, I know.
Long year, Chris. Listen, we're basically through May.
Yeah.
June is almost over.
It's been a
What
long
week.
4
It's
months.
Tuesday, Lemon.
Like Christmas this week. I
It's,
mean,
yeah,
Oh,
New Year's is
that'll be-
right around the corner.
Show. We was a show we're watching during. That should be the next one. Dirty Rock. I haven't watched it in a while.
Good show.
Anyway. Right now it's Big Bang, so.
That's a good choice.
Is it?
No.
Is it?
I fucking hate Laugh Track.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay.
Can't even stand the Big Bang Theory.
I watched
Tell me when to
the last
Tony had
episode.
all kinds of shit planned for us tonight,
I had some ideas, but
but
it's
then
fine.
we did both.
Honestly, I do
Yeah.
love the RP.
It just means he's gonna have less prep to do for next week.
Exactly.
Exactly. Hey,
And
hey.
we still have to do sending, so we're done talking about us.
Right. And we're done talking about this.
I will leave this conversation with a warning of don't do stupid shit.
Hey, I don't force my hand. Get rid of the sword. Throw it
Please
into the
don't.
ocean right now.
Please don't try to steal the
Throw
sword, Izzy.
the sword and the book in the ocean right now, and you guarantee that I will not be tempted to take it from you later.
You're only throwing it into a sea right now because you're
sea.
not actually.
So
It's gonna be a bay real soon.
the thing
guys.
is, you think that it's hidden at the bottom of the ocean. Jinn exist.
Okay.
Werefolk or merfolk.
let me go with my plan then. Allow
Slippery
me-
Sloop Tube
Oh my
is in
and
the
I
world.
will drop the sword and the book off on the moon with Luciana, where it will be well protected.
I don't feel like that's safe.
That's a terrible
I
idea.
don't like that.
Like objectively, because again, I don't. The sword does not control me.
Well-
Objectively, that's just a bad idea.
That's the only idea I got, and I don't see anybody else producing anything. So here's the thing.
I literally offered up Ashara. So
To the sword.
Yeah, I say when
Absolutely
when
not.
he hears Ashara's name, how does he react?
Who's that?
The sword.
Oh, SR.
sir.
Sir,
By the way,
There's no reaction. There's notice. He is.
Or C.
It has been silent this whole time.
in my head, I am reassuring. The
Reassured
sword.
what?
The sword.
Of what?
What it wants.
Okay. Yeah,
Don't worry,
there'll be a
my little
conversation
baby.
later.
I'm
Oh,
not gonna
just
let
between
them
you and
take
Ed.
you.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm also like, Okay, we'll have that
Right.
conversation.
So
But also, I don't want it to just be a retroactive where I'm very much like all of a sudden, like, no, don't worry, that was all for show back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want a track record.
with what,
Yeah,
what
for
you
sure.
said, so she gets your threat, but then she retorts with, if you don't handle it and I have to, and you feel the need to kill me about it later, that's for you and your soul to deal with. But I won't risk my found family for your choice, or your choice. So, nobody's taking anything away from you right now, but if you don't keep these things under control, you may have to find yourself in, or you may find yourself in a situation where you're gonna have to kill me to get it away from me.
I can't remember how impetuous I was as a child.
Look, I know you said you're going to make your choice, but I'm going to take away your choice with my choice. And my choice is that you have to kill me now.
Yeah.
So good luck.
Good luck.
I hope that you said that in character.
I need you to respect my choice of not letting you have a choice.
I did not.
Ugh, coward.
The dice are fearful. Busy.
Only when it comes to electricity.
So, what do you want to say at a
Glad you
Frankie
asked. I
Pan.
have 25 words prepared.
Craig Pants McGee with the
Exactly 25 words? Exactly 25 words. All right. Because one word at the end is a title, and it is one word, even though it is two words put together. It is
Okay,
one
but
word.
does it include you pooping? 'Cause
So wait, you've pre-counted? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Nice. I respect it. What are the two? Is it a contraction or is it?
It's the title she refers to him as. It's my father.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, that is one word. I thought.
Yeah. So it's
The
20
high
So it's
father.
25.
Yeah.
so
Okay.
it's
Nice.
gonna sound like two words.
Yeah, it sounds like two words. It's not.
Rena's gonna pause, so all she gets is hi.
Hi, father. How are you these
No,
days?
because then it would be 25, so that it'd be. Is
it the last word?
Like hi.
It is, yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Well, there we go. You know what? Ad starts in 2 minutes. I'm just gonna run it now.
Okay.
Because I want that to be fully captured in this.
That whole interaction with the whole party happened like a couple of days before we got to port, right?
Or this is
Yeah.
immediately
Correct. Yeah,
One
yeah,
day
yeah.
or 2 days. Okay.
Yeah.
We're
I
in
just
the
wanted to
port
make sure
right
that
now.
we, because I used a couple spell slots, I wanted to
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
know
yeah,
if I should mark.
You're back.
Yeah.
This would have happened probably on the last day in what would be the ocean before you get into the Crowlin Bay or the Crowlin Sea rather.
Okay.
Let me look actually at the map of Taetia again. 'Cause I think
Rin would also use the intervening days to really try to hammer home to Izzy not to steal the sword from Ramir.
And the answer will always be, get rid of it now.
Don't.
Oh, no.
I have no control over whether or not he gets rid of the sword, and I'm not going to force him to. But do not try to steal that sword.
this is terrible, but like I could not remember clearly how I had designed Eastern Taetia. I thought the Isle of Eternal Shadow is farther away from mainland Taetia than what it is. So this would have been happening within the Crowlin Sea that you guys have been discussing this. So it still is about a day away from Metropolis. So you still do get your full rest and everything. But this conversation happened within the Crowlin Sea.
Okay.
Not that it matters too much, obviously, to anybody here, but for my own headcanon, I'm like, I must keep things accurate. So
Excuse me. Fair enough.
Oh no, don't do that.
I might need to move that farther away. I don't know how I would do that though.
Earthquakes, probably.
Thank you.
That's plain old shit.
I have that. Do that.
I don't know how to display that on the map successfully.
That is a tough.
Thanks.
Oh, did you write it as a haiku?
Huh?
I said
He
for
sent
all
it to me. He sent me what he wants to
Oh,
say.
nice. Okay, cool.
So but the way it's written, it could.
It is statements.
I know, but it's like a haiku.
I didn't intend it to be that way. It's just.
I don't know that
counting
it
words.
actually equals out to the right syllables for it to be a haiku. It just looks like a haiku.
Focusing.
I think that would be incredible. Because then Rin would be like, you can be in the band. Rude.
Look, I do the stage lighting.
You are in the band. You're a roadie.
He is the roadie.
I'm like.
Oh yeah. And flare.
Essentially,
Somebody's
I thought
gonna
so.
get fired.
It is gonna hurt somebody inadvertently.
The second time you've done that to us.
exactly. Exactly.
But wait, if I do cast blinding radiance, do I then have to like throw myself at the person and then sacrifice myself?
What?
Like Chatsu?
We know about blinding radiance?
With the solar flare? And like Chatsu and like throw them, attach to the people and blow up.
What are you referencing? Because I do not remember.
Dragon Ball.
Z.
Well, no, that I got. But you said blinding radiance.
It's like the
Is that
flare.
a spell?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that spell that I made? Or is that a feature? What were you talking about?
It's a spell.
Okay.
It's not one that you made.
Okay. Because I was going to say, like, I'm not remembering any of that.
I just got your message, and yes.
Wait, blinding radiance?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Screen with my back.
What?
oh, it's from Helion's Guide to Monster.
Ah. Okay.
Changing that one.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Forgot to turn my filters on.
Do what? Yeah.
back.
Yeah, break this down.
We're back in the saddle again. Been casting sending from the back. Everyone's favorite place to make phone calls.
I just doom scroll.
Yeah.
So, should we wait for M to get back then?
Isn't she kind of central to
I
this?
think she
Right,
said
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, all right.
Just a moment.
Oh,
Did anybody else have any conversations they want to have at the table?
about this?
Well, not about the sending spell specifically.
I'll interact with Dorgaren and make sure I pass off the seed of germination to him.
Okay.
I'm gonna need some extra room in my bags.
It's gonna go so badly.
It is. It really is. But I'm here for it.
Like,
Are you prepared to kill a child?
yes.
All right. That's sort of doing you some work.
If there was no sword, it would still be like. Still not sold on taking a child, period. We did take you to a place called the Isle of Eternal Shadow. That was.
true.
Right.
CPS should be involved.
Her argument about not letting me go to any plane by myself. I'm like, bro, we out here in the mud.
Right.
Like, come on.
You literally dragged me to like hell on earth.
I think 2 minutes in the astral sea is gonna be okay, or wherever. I was planning on going. I completely forgot that she had the astral sea tuning fork and not the moon one. That's the one I was originally going for because I was gonna contact Luciana and be like, hey, we need to drop these things off and they need to be heavily guarded and like do whatever you can to destroy them or cleanse them, but they need to not be on our plane of existence.
So I have Astral Sea, Feywild, and Material Plane.
That's right.
Also, there's maybe some irony to this, or oddity to it anyway. I'm pretty sure Rin and I are the two most untrusting of Luciana in the group. Like, we just straight up do not trust her in the slightest. So the fact that that was your idea was just
That's
a
right.
non-starter. On top of, I very much do believe that regardless, if you're truly trying to get rid of something like that, you have to actually destroy it. You cannot hide it. It will eventually be found.
All right, so we give both the items to Medusius.
I swear to God.
We have 2 gifts for you. Enjoy. No further questions.
Read at your leisure.
But it stopped laughing when I came back downstairs.
It's your turn. You're up.
There was another idea about getting rid of the items, basically.
Yeah. I said give them to Medusius.
Implore it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like Chaos Rain.
Yeah, right.
I actually
know-
do have an idea if we have like an epilogue thing, but that would be for after that.
We should
I
get a
was gonna say-
pickle room.
If, well,
Get the
Number 2.
idea in now. So
I mean, just saying, like, if you want it to be wielded in the hands of somebody who is strong and powerful, Medusius is both of those things.
Both of those things.
And if you wanted her to be opposed to a giant dragon that, you know, may cause some problems, well, good news, she fucking hates him. So,
Good news.
I mean,
For good reason.
she also probably has some bargaining chips in that pile of loot of hers.
well, not anymore. But she gets it back.
Why did she get it back? What happened
Because
to it?
he took it.
the dragon-
Oh, wow.
you wrecked her house and stole her shit.
Yeah, granted,
She
she's
had
got
like onesie, twosie trinkets.
Yeah, she's got stuff left, but it's like her hoard is absolutely gone.
Which dragon stole her shit?
Tiberius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Which is one of the ones that we're chasing down?
The chromatic.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the one. Yeah,
Don't worry, you'll catch on to the story as we go.
yeah.
I just there's so many random strings.
There are a lot of things.
Hilarious though.
Genuinely,
Dig.
first day you ever saw at the table.
Fell out.
I mean, also, we dealt with fucking Medusius 2 years ago?
I think so.
A year and a half?
It's been a while.
That's a whole war.
It's been a while. Well, we've only been playing this game for 4 years. How can you guys not keep all this straight?
Right. Well, they can. They got
Yeah,
notes.
yeah, true, yeah.
You just gotta have one note, okay, guys?
Yeah, well, yeah, honestly, yeah.
Or you just brain dump into a notepad.
Yeah. We're on session 122. It's been a long journey.
I mean, that's
While?
that's nearly 3 years. That's 2.5 years. It's not counting all the breaks.
Yeah, which we definitely did.
Yeah.
So we had some strong breaks.
Yeah.
If you have a campaign that runs this long again in the future, maybe take like a mid-break like month off. You know, just so everybody can.
We've done that.
Yeah. Been there.
But yeah, no, true. Yeah, no, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
back to
Yeah.
All right.
Message.
A message is being sent.
Word for word.
I only have to say these things,
Yes.
but like,
This is the initial message is important.
there's no checking in, making sure she's not pooping.
That's fine. If it happens, it happens.
All right.
Well, Render's getting hungry.
Too soon.
yeah.
Thingies are getting sticky.
That's
Wait,
fair.
they're already sticky.
Yeah, that's called fish guts.
Yeah, fish guts. Fish eyes.
Roly poly.
Play? Okay.
She's getting
Yeah.
Here we go.
So who are you sending this to?
Mel Pravada.
She of the big
Huh?
armor plate.
Oh.
She
Huge.
Rex.
Yeah.
Huge.
Armor being worn.
Wingspan.
Hey, I'm all about wingspan.
All about them.
Impressive wingspan. Truly.
Wings or thighs? Wings. Wings.
Okay.
Ready, Freddy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How jovial is this intro? Is it like parlay? Or is it like parlay?
Neutral, respectful.
Demand a character. Okay, neutral, respectful. All right.
We're asking for a massive favor from a giant asshole.
Oh, that always goes over great.
What am I
In the
doing
most
now?
respectful way.
Got that
Self-love.
charisma butter. Butter.
Well, I can't use my charisma.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I could.
Parlay from Vidir. Isle mission successful. Recovered remains of original bearer of hope. Requesting truce to lay remains to rest at Cathedral for the High Father.
It's actually pretty good.
That's really good.
You get a response back. Understood, and congratulations. You may lay the remains to rest within the catacombs of the Grand Temple, under my supervision. We will see you when you arrive. That's it.
Second
Send
message.
again.
You weren't pooping.
Were you pooping? Because I'm trying to teach him etiquette.
I've distanced myself from this conversation.
I will close my notes. Nope. I will relay that back to Vidir. He accepts your terms. You're allowed to lay him to rest under her supervision.
But like at the cathedral? At the temple?
Bed on the ground. So, yeah, I said cathedral. I think she understands the magnitude of the situation. She was very brief. They were very brief. I don't want to bend her.
No, you're right.
Okay.
Well, who wants to gamble that it's not a trap?
Me.
You're a child, you're too young to gamble.
For my country.
Oh, the necro, bitch.
Right.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure we can handle it.
Hitting that bitch, bro. I'm all hot. I'm Mountain Dew.
Just kick you back in the head.
I can make sure that I have our teleportation back to Intel prepared.
How fast does that happen? Is it like
I think it's an action when you find the spell. Did I not already have it prepared? I think I dropped it to something else for the last. Right, I did. Give me one moment to find it.
Tony,
Mhm.
sending to Ishara, I just cast it once and we can have a whole conversation, or how does that? Or I don't have to cast sending conversation. I can't remember where that went. I still have to cast sending.
You do.
For a shot.
Because of after the events that had transpired of your last departure from the earthly plane,
Right.
you lost that connection.
Right.
It is one action, and it is myself and up to 5 creatures within 5 feet of. So as long as we stay no more than 5 feet apart, I can move us to Inital if needed.
So we cannot bring Gordon back until he's out.
What are you casting?
Word of recall. I
Oh.
set up a
base?
shrine, I guess, in the house that they had in Inital.
So you just shamaned it up
Pretty much.
with your extra heartstone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. Some things never change, Christian.
That's right.
I will have cast sending on the way over to let Ishara know that we'll be coming home soon. And that I have a lot to tell her. And that we may have something in tow that she's not gonna like, but to remain open-minded.
She would have responded with joy. She's hearing from you again. She'll be happy to see you again, but she wonders what on earth could cause that sort of. What on earth could you show her that she would be happy to see?
Yep. Nothing on Earth. But now it currently is.
Details to be provided later.
Okay. Formal invitation to come. Let's land this land mission. Imperial right thing.
So, as you eventually, let's see, I think afternoon's a little low. Prepare your shield, or prepare your eyes, shield your eyes, whatever. Okay, yeah, not bad at all. All right, cool. So you arrive within the Crowland Bay, making sail and eventually getting into the southern import office. This up on my end, so I can. Guys, go. This would be point 27 on the map. And let me pull up the map stream 2. That's not the right thing. That's the right thing. Boop. There we go. So, making your way. You make landfall here. Ooh, that was big, isn't it?
Yep.
Nice, cool, good. I saw it. So yeah, as you make landfall within the Southern Import Office, find yourselves back within Metropolis. Now, as you depart from the ship, and you know, let me change the music. Zoop. So, Bug, Hoska, and Caspian all head above deck as you all are, you know, making it to the docks, and as you guys kind of assist with the getting the ship actually docked and everything. Bug is the one who comes up to you, and Hoska and Caspian are there too. But Bug is the one to address you guys directly. Well, it's been fun. This has been definitely one of the adventures we haven't been on for quite a while. So, if you guys need sailing outside of Metropolis whenever you guys decide to depart or anything, let us know. I think our... kind of turns back. Next plan, we don't really have anything we actually have currently on our agenda. So, we can stay here for a couple days and everything, but, yeah, let us know if you guys need to go somewhere.
I think we have travel arrangements to get to where we need to go. I think we're headed to the desert next.
Ah, okay. Yep, we can't take the boat there. So,
Yeah.
all right.
But
You draw with that attitude.
You're right. We could take the boat there, but then it would be stuck there. So,
we may be in touch. There's a fight coming. If you're looking for some excitement.
maybe. We do have some other business to attend to in the Ambercrown Isle at some point. So if you need to travel that way, we can maybe talk about that. But if things happen faster, from what you guys have been kind of mentioning on the ship, well, we'd be happy to help.
Well, fair winds until then.
And to you. If we do, though, we should talk about splitting the loot and, you know, how that divide happens. 'Cause
Absolutely. I think all of Taetia should be the loot, personally, but
I mean, they do kind of owe us for the first time, but you know, for 2 times saviors of the world, which I'm sure you guys are probably at some point in, you know, somewhere in that ranking too. Then yeah, we probably could try whatever we want. I mean, Metropolis should be ours, right?
I mean, at very least. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, hopefully in calmer times, I would love to hear your stories.
Oh yeah, sure. We had some really good ones, and I can't tell you, like honestly, that Isle of Eternal Shadow, it is. I mean, it truly is unlike any place on Taetia or Istoria that we've been to, but it's a little close to one of the places we've been before.
Oh yeah?
A little. There's some overlap between, like, you know, crazy spooky things, stuff like you've never seen anywhere else, things like that.
Interesting. On Taetia or on Istoria?
On Astoria.
Oh.
There's a, well, we'll tell you about it later. We'll grab a drink.
We should.
Well, won't be here because, you know, drop lanes. But yeah, we'll chat again, I'm sure, at some point. All right, well.
Izzy goes down the line. Hi, Captain. Hi, Captain. Hi, Captain.
Yeah, thank you.
Caspian? Wing.
No.
Rin, last one back at you. Daru.
He blinks with both eyes.
Nobody ever told me how to blink. Or how to blink.
Yeah. As you guys depart the ship and start walking on the docks, you do not miss that there is a, not exactly a full-on, like, garrison, but there are a line of the Stewards of the Sun awaiting you on the dock as you begin walking up towards just the import office itself. And you do see, leading them, the Captain of Dawn. My notes. There we go. Gideon. From before. He walks up. Moonstone Guard. Good to see you again.
Captain, all this for little Ellis? Charmer.
We were given orders to bring you to the Grand Temple.
Yes.
Point of order, I did take the head off of my shield. Like I detached it from my armor. Just holding it.
Oh, just plastic. Okay.
Give that little piece of cloth underneath. Just
Okay. Oh, very nice. As Gideon kind of looks over at everybody, you see him stop at you. I'm not going to ask.
It's part of it.
that's the whole reason we're here.
We were just told to bring you to the Grand Temple. We were not told of any sort of skull you were bringing with you.
It's all that remains. The original bear.
You see him kind of pause for a moment. You like, there's not exactly a full-on, like, you know, recoil, but there's a moment of, you know, like, recognition. Oh, I see. I see. Well, it's an honor to escort you back for this noble rite. Well, if you follow us, we'll bring you back.
Gentlemen. Gentlemen. Ladies.
You see a couple of them just kind of, you know, roll their eyes. A couple others kind of like, okay. I feel fancy.
I needed that.
Yeah.
The other guard's like, yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a boost I need. So it takes you the better part of, honestly, a couple hours to basically walk. As you're walking in kind of a slower pace, as you eventually walk through the Baxter Market and over the bridge into Luster Heights, you do see that as Gideon is kind of leading the escort mission up, the roads are kind of parting for you guys. As you know, the bustle of the city is ever present, and not unlike the last time you were here, there's, you know, just a lot going on. Metropolis is a place that has prospered even after the events of the Bleed had caused a lot of areas of Taetia to have different varying degrees of hardship. Tropoli seems to be one that is not without them, actually. So, as they continue walking up, Gideon asks, so how was your trip then? It seems like you were successful. You were all here, so...
I
What was
died
the-
again.
My condolences.
Yeah,
So,
cauliflower brain.
That's right.
what was it like?
Well, I got stopped
I got better.
and then brought back. So it was a weird. I think my experience was unique.
I'd say so.
I don't think that that's what a normal person experiences.
It's dark. A lot of undead. A few celestials.
Oh, you were asking about the Isle. Oh,
Yes.
sorry, I was talking about
Oh, okay.
Same.
basically the same
Show me the
thing.
difference in these pictures.
Huh?
Choose a question.
Oh, yeah. I don't. Oh, not 40.
No,
Probably
not
closer.
five.
I would say probably closer to like 20, 25. Okay.
Okay.
Debbie.
Mr. Bean.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Lots of undead. A few celestials. Quite a few giants. Which
Several
I wasn't really
giants.
expecting.
Even undead giant.
Oh, this must have been terrifying.
It wasn't great. The smell was rough.
A few mind flayers. City of Drow. Yeah, City of Gorda.
We met
Oh,
the
yeah.
great.
That's right. There was drought. Yeah.
We met one of the greatest beings we will ever meet in our lifetimes. We had to make an offering in order to cross water. The great slipper sloop, dude.
You see him just kind of. I'm sorry. Did I hear you correctly? Slipper sloop?
It was a Kuatoa tribe.
Are those the fish people?
Yes.
I've heard of them. So what was the slipper sloppy sloop slipping?
Sir, this is a god, you're.
It's not one I've heard of.
It might be a lesser god of a small watery source on a single island
Don't you
in
despair.
Istoria. However,
Okay. If it is a local deity, I understand how I may not have heard of it before. Well, you are privileged to have known it.
extremely honored.
I hope.
Fucking with you.
Okay.
I mean, it was a real thing.
It was a real thing,
But-
but super fucking weird.
We'll tell you over drinks later. Meet us at blank. Oh, no.
Insert bar here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if
So
we'll be
it's-
able to stay there.
I'm sorry. You're much too young to drink.
I am not much too young to drink.
She's like
Everybody with first
I
appearance.
remember the first time, but you still look like a child, and I can't. I will not be.
Apples, no beer, no ale.
You can have a cider.
Oh, of course, cider should be fine.
Here you go, buddy. For your troubles. Slap a fish from my back pocket. And I hand it to him.
We're gonna get
And
a
I
rat.
I just do this.
You see him kind of.
You don't want my fish that's fresh from the sea.
I don't doubt it, but I don't want it. Thank you, though.
This
Very
is the
kind.
same one who thought they could threaten us.
The pendulum swings wide. It's a very wide pendulum. Yeah, it was kind of terrifying, but came out swinging this pretty cool rod.
True. It's true.
The blessing of Adlag is with this one.
He looks. Is that Wrath?
Indeed.
You hold two artifacts of the gods.
We're about to see some shit, so yeah.
You know. Fortunately, great power is needed to defeat something like the Shadow.
They're just a cult, though.
No, the being.
We hope it's just the cult.
We've already seen one of the pieces of it, so it's more than just the cult.
You've seen two, I think. The shadow and the brain.
Yeah, and we did see another piece of it on the isle.
You seem kind of withdraw a bit at that point. I see. Well, all the more reason to get you to the Grand Temple then and be on your way.
It would behoove you, Captain, to buckle down the city. Make sure you shore up your resources. There is quite an altercation headed for Taetia, not just Metropolis.
If the Cult of the Shattered actually has the means to reform the Shattered, then I'm sure that's exactly as you described. Thank you. The warning is much appreciated. That's after a few more minutes. You guys do make it to the Grand Temple. As the doors have that echoing heavy open, you see High Commander Gwenora walk out first, as the captain gives her a nod and kind of bows, not full on going to a knee, but that kind of like lowered, like almost half bow.
What's her name?
High Commander Gwenora.
Gwenora.
Yes, you encountered her once before. As he does the bow, High Commander. Captain, yes. Well, you've done well. Thank you for bringing the Moonstone Guard back to the Grand Temple. We have asked most of the priests to depart for the time being. This is a unusual ceremony to be performed, and one that Belpirvada and myself will be present for. But the rest of the Stewards of the Sun, we would prefer privacy for such a rare moment. As he gets a nod. I understand, and as you wish. So he kind of raises up, turns back to you all, goes to Vidir, and does the Beastmaster kind of grab.
Would you like to attend? I feel like above anybody else, you have helped us the most and been very steadfast in your beliefs.
Thank you. It's not my place. Knowing that a former wielder of hope is about to be laid to rest is quite enough for me. But thank you. I don't. No. It doesn't feel appropriate. If this goal is to be laid to rest, it doesn't feel right for me to touch it.
He was actually a pretty funny guy.
All the same, doesn't feel right. So thank you.
Guys, he's fuck with though, guys. Look at his face.
Yeah, you can see him getting like visibly embarrassed on the whole thing.
But thank you again for this one.
If did want to grab a drink after this, wouldn't be opposed to it.
Sure, we'll meet you there.
Not you, child.
Where?
But
Just
we will get. I will grab a drink with you. You will have a non-alcoholic variety, and the rest of us will. We'll do the same.
Okay.
We'll all be the same.
Okay.
I haven't had a
I
chance
put
to
the
have
wrong
it
eye
in
on
a
the
long
ring with the
time.
other
I am
one.
getting.
If we're allowed to stay
Yeah.
here.
I'm getting chocolate wasted. Just he'll tell us a bar. You tell us what number we need to go to later, Tony.
Okay.
If we're allowed to stay at the city.
True.
Okay.
So, as the High Commander looks to you all and opens up the door, a bit more at that point, she gestures in. If you please. The righteous incandescence is waiting for you at the primary altar, where we will then descend into the catacombs to lay this one to rest. You're welcome.
Can I insight check her to see if she knows? Is there anything nefarious going on that she knows of?
She had that gleam in her eye.
Yeah, like
You're about to die.
right, yeah, kind
Right,
of.
yeah. Make an insight check.
28.
28. Okay. She doesn't appear to have any sort of nefarious nature to her that you can see. She looks like she's honestly just expecting us to go down in the catacombs and lay this skull to rest.
I'm gonna do the same insight check on
Melpirvana?
Melpirvana. Got it.
So, as you walk in, and again, we'll give a quick little description of the Grand Temple. So, passing through the main temple doors. Well, first of all, I'll give this description. I'll read this off. Even you've heard it once before, you'll hear it again. A massive, extravagant structure made of marble white walls with gold-capped capitals, the areas on top of the outside of columns, and a singular gold rose window. The Grand Temple of the High Father is the largest place of worship on Taetia, nearly 100 feet wide, 200 feet long, 30 feet tall, with a single tower reaching another 150 feet into the sky.
And he's compensating for something?
Entering the main double doors, you see rows of benches for services along the nave, with a more pristine marble floor than the walls outside. Intricate gold carvings sprawl up the walls, and you become lost in the details, but you see depictions of people reaching up to angels above. The two aisles run to the end with what looks like small chambers to speak with individuals of the church. But moving down the nave, you see a set of stairs on each side leading up and down, with the way down roped off by velvet red rope. A little bit farther still, you see the High Father's altar, one you saw once before, an altar 10 feet wide, 4 feet tall, and made of pure platinum. Oh, wow. It is a glisteningly, almost on the obscene side structure, with the fully plated servant that you had once seen before, the righteous incandescence herself, Melpirvana, standing in front of it. The 7-foot tall woman with description here. Oh, come on. Lost it. There we go. So, the leader of the church, she has... It's in her description. Oh, I lost it. Well, that's no good. So, she wears the full plate armor, but with a distinction of difference in terms of coloring from the hope that you are currently wearing. She has the aesthetic, and as does High Commander Gwenor, and as does most of the Stewards of the Sun you've seen, the aesthetic changed from that kind of yellow, gold, and white of pale to white and black. Black are like kind of the accents and undertones, whereas white is the more domineering of the colors. It's very monochromatic. So, with Melpirvana wearing immaculate plate armor, it is the same intricacy as that which Hope is, and truly is just this small details that cannot be carved by mortal hands, and with an area of precision and craftsmanship that again just exceeds even, I would say, the workings of Corford. So, as you walk up to see her,
I said, so Medusa's built it.
maybe even better than her. So, as you see Melpirvana standing in front of you, the righteous incandescence, she looks and she sees the skull that you're, I assume, still carrying.
Yeah. Okay. When I do get up to like within distance, I guess I would get a bow.
So as you get up to where the Redville rope kind of like sections you off, High Commander Glenora walks up and takes the rope back. Not unlike, Bart, like the bouncer, like, okay, you can go in.
All right.
But she takes the rope aside. You're able to walk up to where the altar is in. So,
Give an actual.
she gives you a nod, and she kind of gestures you back up. You are a true servant of the light, and you have brought one of our devout back home to be laid to rest. This is truly to be commended.
It's the only way for him to get past.
I understand there was a bit of, not exactly hostility, but disagreement between us the first time you came. I wanted to be sure that you were one of the truly devout and followers of the light. And I can see that with this gesture you are. You said of upbringing?
Of upbringing.
Which kind of gives you that. I suppose it's a matter of faith versus knowledge. Whereas I have both. You only have faith. But it is not a fault of yours. It truly shows that you believe with your heart, all of it, in what you practice, what you do. You spread the word of the light. And I see we are not so ill-aligned as I first thought. So, if you would, head to the catacombs, and we will head to the catacombs. We will lay this long overdue follower to rest.
Do we trust it?
Insight check.
Take an insight check.
That's not
Was it a collective?
Was that a nat 1?
that one.
Oh,
That one.
Can I insight check her?
sure. 2 people can insight check. Any people among the group. 2 people can.
Total of 11, if that matters.
I will inspire myself.
Okay. Pretty good.
Alright, so it's 14 plus 12. So 26
26.
plus
Okay.
7.
33.
33.
Okay.
True intentions revealed.
We all gonna die.
You were so proud
I think that was me last time too.
She's leading us into an ambush to steal the.
You should be so proud to have come this far, only to die.
Or she's gonna make you sacrifice the non-believers in the group.
No, Mr.
Twist and turn, twist and turn.
Well, I mean, everybody's a believer of their own thing.
Don't they hate mages? They hate arcane
They
magic,
hate arcane.
which we have a few.
You know, nature,
One.
clerical,
Arcane.
blood.
But you got that hell magic.
Okay.
You got that hell magic though.
I got it.
Um,
I got the good and the bad.
Sorry, Tom.
I'm going to mind link.
That's just me having fun with the noise more so than anything.
I like making old man noises
Yeah,
when I
exactly.
don't need to. When I stand up, I still go just for no reason.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
like
get
part-
up without making noise.
There's that part where you're like, am I doing this for fun, or am I doing this just because I'm an old man now?
I'm going to mind link with Daruk and go, warning!
Danger, danger.
What I was worried about.
I don't
Daruk staring at her like,
I don't trust
and then
it.
gets a message from him.
She follows Kaylin. I think she
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? It was a little
Oh.
quiet.
Yeah, I said I do not think that she follows Kaylin. I think she knows that.
She's not following Kale.
Yeah.
And this is just between them, right?
Yeah, mine.
I think she follows a different light. I don't know what light that is, but I don't think it's Kayla's light. And I think she's well aware of that.
Yeah, we should really have a signal word for the group.
Do we?
What does that mean?
Did we tell the deer?
Do we try to leave now,
I don't know.
or do we?
The deer still has to lay him to rest. I mean, what better place to fight than the catacombs?
It's true. At least we won't be out in the city.
Getting arrested and shit. I just feel bad for her Kai commander, because she'll be forced to fight.
He does seem like a cool dude.
Should I tell everyone to be ready?
I think so.
Alright, I'm gonna start with the deer. Daisy will go last.
I love it.
So as this link is happening and you guys are discussing this, you guys are heading down into the catacombs beneath the High Temple, or the Grand Temple. So as you're doing this, you initially start walking down what is basically like, you know, the basement of the church. There's a lot of storage down here, small kind of, you know, sectioned off rooms, but nothing too remarkable. You see pews that have been stacked aside. Likely they're at some point going to be reworked, maybe you know, refitted, reupholstered, that kind of thing. Old supplies, even supplies also meant to be distributed out from the church, you know, grain, that kind of thing. But as you then head into the sub basement, this is where you get more into like the more crypts and catacombs, where you can see either potentially maybe certain priests of the faith have been laid to rest within what would be like the kind of like a sarcophagus, effectively, or even just like small cubbies, or you know, their remains have been put and then ultimately laid into the walls themselves. It does take on almost a borderline like necromancy kind of feel, because like there are bones down here. But it is also a holy site. This is where they are meant to be laid to rest. Yeah. Until, as you begin walking down there, and the kind of carved stone eventually leads to a more kind of devout religious area, where it becomes not just carved, or sorry, not just worked stone, but actually carved. And you enter this large kind of cylindrical chamber. You're not exactly sure how many feet down you are at this point, but you've been walking for probably a good 20 minutes. Ultimately, beneath the church, beneath the sub basements, you're within an area deep beneath the Grand Temple. Within this cylindrical chamber, the stone has transitioned from that kind of carved stone into worked. So there are full-on carved wooden. You find stone tiles on the floor that are actually of the colors that you would expect. That kind of yellowish, tan kind of stone flooring that eventually go out into a semicircular chamber that extends upward into a 30-foot cylinder. Within this area, stretching about a good 50 to maybe 60 feet wide, there are a number of cubbies, and they're just small little outcroppings that are semicircular in form. And each one of them appear to probably, as you can, let's see, yeah, you have special eyes. Now, granted, sorry, I should also provide this. Through not torchlight, but probably some other magical means, there is light within this chamber, and it looks like daylight. Now, granted, as you look up, there's a flat stone ceiling. There is no visible window or anything, but there is full daylight within this chamber. So, within those cubbies, you see bones. There are an unknown amount of either followers of the light, exalted, potentially priests, followers of the order, monks, basically servants of Kale that have been laid to rest within this chamber. And in the center of it, there is an altar, not made of platinum, but this one of just a very kind of plain looking, but still made very well, marble altar. And there you see the actual symbol of Kale. That sun kind of iconography, not the symbol that you've seen kind of filling the stewards of the sun that you've seen outside, but that actually golden sun symbol on the altar itself. As Mel Pravada ushers for you to come in, High Commander Gunor following as you guys all head down there. Mel Pravada looks to Vadir. If you please, lay this one follower to rest. I'm sure it is long overdue. If they've been on the Isle of Eternal Shadow, I imagine they have not seen the light in millennia.
More likely.
The what?
What was that more likely? Exodus?
Oh, Mournful Exodus, yeah. And she looks, I assume that would be the case. Place the skull upon the altar, and we can begin. As you do, you see a kind of flick of her wrist as light changes from a kind of golden kind of daylight color to it to a just more pure white at that point. With that flick of her wrist, she begins, and she says, "The teachings of the light are those that are truly the ones that will define righteous devotion. And the first is the Radiant Mandate. The light is absolute. It is purity, it is order, and it is the will that shapes existence. To shade from its brilliance is to embrace chaos. Those who waver must be guided, or corrected, lest they fall into darkness. Doubt is shadow, and banish it with unwavering devotion." Could I make a religion check?
This isn't the natural prayer of my people.
I also
No. Daruk, you may as well. But only you two could.
I got a 12. 7.
You're like me.
Okay.
Sweet history thing.
A 7?
Yeah.
Okay. You got a 12?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. She continues. The second tenet. The burning revelation. True faith is not gentle. It is fire that consumes, forging the soul anew. Only through suffering does enlightenment take hold. The weak resist, clinging to comfort, but the devoted welcome the trial. Burn away hesitation, for only in flame does one see the light in its full glory. You may both make that check again.
I feel a little weird about this.
I
Prayer.
understand why you're wanting them to. My character is weirdly interested in religion. Okay. I mean,
Nope. Or we could have the root hold off, and you could make the religion check.
Yeah, I'll pass.
I mean, it's
It has to be Vadir for obvious reasons.
right. I mean, it's just something, and it's not a fake finger on that type thing.
No.
I'm super fucking into this. Nat 20
Okay. I was gonna say.
Somebody's gonna get it.
plus a 7, so
Oh,
27.
okay. got 10. Okay. Honestly, this it almost lines up because like you have not been a follower of Kale exactly. Like you've been given the armor, but like you've had no
roped into
religious teaching.
Yeah.
You got roped into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't in it for any of the hard scripture. It was just
Exactly. Yeah. And especially
That's
that also being context that you're not really into other gods either. They've never like really factored into your upbringing. It's all about, the tribe. Like that's kind of not exactly shamanism, but like the teachings of the light. Yeah, they didn't really get too much into the cartoon, with some exception with Kale, which is why, like, I'll say on a 10, you're like, this isn't sounding familiar. Like you're recognizing that something's off. You don't really have the exact details.
still sus. Sus bias.
Rainier, also coming from a place where there was a lot of like sun-based religion as well. These are not the followings of Kale. You know that.
okay. Yep.
These tenets do not match up. In fact, because you got a 27, they match a different god.
This guy.
With the 27, I would say so.
I mean, I can't roll higher.
Well, right, yeah, honestly. These are the teachings of Ashery. Ashery is the goddess of zealots.
That checks, because she was very zealoty when we got
It's
here,
a
right?
star, not a sun, you bitch. Oh, sneaky.
Silas would be like, those are the same thing.
As she continues.
Still connected.
The third teaching is
You do
the
anything?
doctrine of illumination.
Yes.
The unworthy dwell in ignorance, but the chosen bear the responsibility of spreading illumination. To turn away from this duty is to betray the light itself. Those who refuse its embrace must be made to see, whether by words, deeds, or the righteous force of conviction.
Yes, Rainier?
So I kind of was like,
You tap on your head. Yeah.
Yes.
she's preaching to the Shari. It's a bit zealotish. Zealotish. Says.
Could I have you make
Uh-oh.
This has nothing to do with Kale. Kale.
Yeah. That,
just give me a D20
we've
check.
just been kind of waiting
with
for her
your
to reveal herself, so I think this counts.
charisma as a bonus.
Right.
60 minutes.
Let's try see if we can.
You hear something in your head. It's faint. It's echo. You hear, "Get off this altar." As she begins the fourth tenet.
It was really interesting on the Isle of Eternal Shadow when we were walking where the gods once walked. I'm saying this out loud, interrupting her.
Yeah. So well, give me 1 second. Cut me off just in like
Okay.
after one sentence.
Okay.
But I recognize the voice.
Oh yeah. The eclipse of heresy, the fourth tenet. Darkness festers in the hearts of those who question the sacred truth. Doubt is poison, corruption is a plague, and heresy must be eradicated before it takes root.
You know what's really interesting about that?
You see her just daggers looking at you.
When we were on the Isle of Eternal Shadow, we walking where the gods had left this plane of existence. There was a lot of reverent leftover memorabilia that I think that you would find particularly interesting. She's not one of them, right? Ashe.
Oh, Ashery? She's not. No.
Truly seeing the sun in its original glory. It doesn't look like the visages you wear.
I am performing a rite.
The sun might be a star, but it shines brighter than any star.
You see her just again, like this look of not just daggers at this point, but full on like anger. You doubt my divinity? My divine rights to perform these sacred rituals?
For Kale? Yes. For Ashery? That's a different story.
You see her just kind of the smallest smile creep across her face. I see. Heresy it is.
I say as she gets to like the last part of what she's saying, it's whenever I have to take the head off the altar.
Can you give me a Constitution check?
Oh boy. That was 1.
Oh,
Dang.
okay.
So,
Another one.
So 10.
All right.
Can you give yourself
What are your resistances, by the way?
Necrotic Radiant.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. So, as you reach onto the altar, nope, I'm strong. Oh, okay. Well, you're also resistant too. 12, 14, 24, 34. You take 17 points of radiant damage as your hand feels seared from the light. As when you pick up the skull, you feel that there's heat to it, but it's heat from being blasted by what's basically like a holy laser, effectively. As you realize now, you've interrupted what would have been the destruction of this skull. You took some force of that though too. We'll pause there though, as I'm sure you guys can see what's about to happen.
I have no idea, Tony. Keep going.
I know, right? And we'll pick up next time as you guys get to.
She's gonna realize the error of her ways. She's like, you know what? You're right. I've been a farce this entire time,
Yeah.
and you've shown me the error of my ways.
Yeah. There might be a reason why she goes by the name of the Righteous Incandescence, but we'll get to that next time.
I don't know what those words mean.
So yeah, pause there, and we'll be back next week as the party, might fight the leader of the Grand Temple of Hale, or is it?
Oh yeah.
You know, we just us as zealots just constantly button heads. Left, right.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't even do this god thing, and I figured this out.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and call it there. So we'll be back next week.
I don't know institutions, man. I got raised in a
I don't know what
I got raised in a camp. We went into the maze to try to figure stuff out.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Yeah.
don't know nothing about no religions.
Figures. For somebody else's things, I roll a perfect roll. For my own.
Great, you did great.
Like I have, it's a flat roll for religion, but I was rolling like absolute.
Arguably, this was a really necessary time to succeed.
Yeah. All right, well, we're out. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.
Thanks for everybody for coming.